Kalimera, Kalispera, hello, all red and white fans that are tuning in from around the world. Thank you guys for joining us. It is a very special episode for a couple of reasons. As you all very well know, it has been revealed. Today, we are interviewing, once again, the Vice President of Olympiacos, Kostas Karapapas. He's joining us again to talk about the club and all of the wonderful things that have happened this past season. And, of course, on the road ahead. It is also our 5-year anniversary. Yesterday, 5 years ago, we aired the first episode of Thrylos International. So very special moment here. Thank you all for joining us, and thank you all for watching. We're really excited to get started here. Boys, how are we doing?
Doing good. Costa?
Matt, great to be back. I'm taking some time off my holiday for this special occasion. Super pumped to have Mr. Karapapas back with us again today. A quick word to fans tuning in from Greece. Subtitles in Greek will be on this video within the next 2 days. Okay, so this show is taking place in English, staying true with the spirit of the show, being Thrylos International. So just again, disclaimer for those following, looking for Greek subtitles, those will be with you in the next couple of days.
Costa, you want to say that in Greek so people know as well?
Ελληνική υπότιτλοι, παιδιά, σε μερικές μέρες, εντάξει, η εκπομπή είναι στα αγγλικά. Μένουμε στην αρχική ιδέα της εκπομπής. Είναι μια εκπομπή διεθνές. Θέλουμε ο Ολυμπιακός να έχει διεθνές αντίκτυπο σε όλο τον κόσμο, να μάθουν για το μεγαλείο του θρύλου, όχι μόνο στην Ελλάδα, παντού. Οπότε ευχαριστούμε που σεβόσαστε την εκπομπή μας, που παρακολουθείτε από όπου και αν παρακολουθείτε, μας ακούτε. Σας ευχαριστούμε. Λίγο υπομονή για τους ελληνικούς υπότιτλους σε μερικές μέρες. Εντάξει, ευχαριστούμε. Enjoy the show, guys.
And with that, I'll take it away. Guys, we're so happy to welcome back, one of our more famous episodes from last year, the Vice President of Olympiacos, Kostas Karapapas. Costa, bringing you in. Welcome back to the show. Thank you so much.
Good evening to everybody, guys. Nice to be back here. I always feel that I'm among friends, so it's going to be a conversation between friends, vice presidents and presidents and all that stuff. I don't care. We are Olympiacos fans. I always say nobody is more Olympiacos fan than someone else. We're all the same, and we love the team. We stand for the team, and that's how we see it all in Olympiacos. Even the people that we are now in Olympiacos, like a soldier of Olympiacos, we feel that we are, first of all, fans of Olympiacos. And this is the way it works.
Absolutely. Now, Costa.
But it was nice that Lambros welcomed me, because you know that I have a feelings for Hawaii. So
He's waiting. He's still waiting.
I know he's waiting. I know. I said this before. Hawaii is my favorite place. So
one day we'll welcome you here. We got good weather today. It's just 8:30 in the morning
right now. He's saying
no tsunamis. 8:30 in the morning.
Stop this. I don't like this. I don't like this idea. The tsunami is here, my friend, in Greece. I told you. Why? Okay, it's a different tsunami, but the tsunami is always here. So he's safe. Don't worry, Lambros.
Well, Costa, let's get started. There's a lot to talk about. So many things have happened for Olympiacos this past season, not just what went on with the football itself, but with the initiatives, the 100-year celebration, the museum, the documentary, amazing documentary. So much to talk about. But let's start with last season. Since you last joined, Olympiacos added a couple pieces of silverware to the cabinet. Massive cabinet for those of you guys that haven't seen it yet. So talk to us a little bit about how you feel about last season. We talked about last year what the expectations were, but tell us kind of what your feeling is looking back now, you and everyone else behind the office.
First of all, I believe that it was a season that in the beginning we had a lot of stress because of it was the 100 years of the club. We wanted to be something different, something that has to do only with celebrations for the fans of Olympiacos, not disappointments. For sure, we said in the beginning of the year that the target is to win the league title and, of course, the cup, so we can have a double and celebrate 100 years the way that fits for Olympiacos. Because for us, maybe it's something very simple to win a league title. For others, it's a dream of for a lifetime to do what we do. But we forget this sometimes. And of course, we wanted to go further in Europe. I believe that we were very unlucky. This is the only thing that made me sorry, and I think made us all sorry, because I really believe that we can go till the end. I think that if it was not this draw, this time of the year, and all what happened with Bodo Glimt, for sure we would go further. But okay, it was okay again. We were very happy because in Europa League we were one of the 8 best teams in Europa League, which is not something easy. And of course, we won the double. I believe in the end, we were very happy in the end of the year because we had the double, because we had a celebration that was fantastic, at least in my eyes. We celebrated all together in the streets because we are Olympiacos. We didn't make a music hall or a VIP event somewhere for 100 people or 200 people. We made it outside in the streets of Piraeus and all over Athens. Our fans celebrated in Acropolis, celebrated in Pagrati, in Glyfada, in Kifisia, everywhere in all Attica. Of course, even what we saw that night was iconic. I think was something that I've never seen before. All Athens on fire, and for a good reason, not for a bad reason like now, these days. So this was a very, very, very good moment for us. It was a real celebration for the club and for the fans. I think everybody was happy. This is what I believe. Also, I will never forget in my life the match against Othe when we celebrated 100 years with the shirt that Kostas is wearing, which I believe is amazing also. It's so beautiful, yeah, and you're wearing Ari. Even for this shirt, we had months of work that nobody knows. Nobody knows that to wear the old badge of Adidas is not something easy. Only 5 or 6 teams in Europe can wear it. And Olympiacos had this because Olympiacos is one club that nowadays belongs to the elite of European football, and everybody believes this. It's not our idea. We live outside. We see. Imagine that yesterday, the president of Inter left from Milano to come to Bari to give us a prize because he respects Olympiacos, the president of Inter Milan, that they played the final of Champions League. And we see this every day. Yeah? Every day we see the club growing up, becoming a member of the European elite football. And this is the best thing we can do. The best thing we can do for this club. And it was a great year, I believe. Okay, we had some disappointments, but it was a year with record victories in derbies. It was a year of a double. It was a year of 15 games in a row that Karaiskakis was sold out. I mean, this year, in the year of 100 years of Olympiacos, we made some unbelievable records that has to do with the numbers. As I told you, the victories in derbies, the sold outs in a row, things that I hope that we'll live every year to, but it's very, very difficult. And of course, we went back to Champions League, which is very, very important for the club, for the image of the club, for the way we dream for the club. And we are in Champions League not as a team which is weak. I believe that everybody now counts Olympiacos in a different way. And I am saying to you that I don't believe this. I live this, you understand? when I speak with the people of other of the big clubs of Europe, I take, for example, in 2011, okay, they had the respect, okay, Olympiacos, but okay, welcome, see you, bye. Now, it's a totally different thing. Now, Antonio Conte comes and speaks to you about Mouzakidis. Now, they speak everybody, for our kids. They know everything. You could not believe, for example, the coach of Inter, Chivu. Okay, he was in the team of the youngs of Inter when we won and we won the trophy. So he knows the kids very well because he was the coach of the young team of Inter when we played against them. But you cannot imagine the respect that they have for Olympiacos and the project of Olympiacos. This new thing that it says, okay, Kostoulas now is in England, but hey, take a look at Pnevmonidis. Imagine the friendly game that we played, that this boy, in his 19 years old, in 10 minutes, he scored and he gave 3 assists. Imagine if we had a player from Brazil. Okay, and the name was Baladinho. Wow, would say, wow, what is this? Blah, 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 blah. But we have it here. This is here. We have the player here. And we like it so much. We like that now we have this power to implement young boys to the first team. It's not gonna be easy because you are Olympiacos, you have to fight, and especially now in the Champions League level, it's very, very, very difficult. But you know what happened? We played 2 games with 2 different lineups. It's the first time that we do this. 11 players in one match, 11 players in the other match. Okay, we lost, but we had the level for sure to play. And against Napoli and against Inter, the 2 best Italian teams. And against Inter, in the match against Inter, imagine that we played without Rondinei, Ortega, Pirola, Retsos, Eze, Scipioni, Cecchino, Gelson, El Kabi, and maybe the 9 out of 11 for the first team. But you could still be in the match because these teams, have players that cost us. One player can cost all our roster or our stadium. I don't know. For example, Thuram, this unbelievable player, the striker of Inter. But I think that now we are in the level to play in Champions League. For sure we have some additions more. I don't know if it's the names that you see all over internet, because sometimes we see names that we don't know. And it's not a joke. I really mean it. Everybody must understand that sometimes we wake up and we see Gogino. Who's this guy? Nobody knows him. And we
Sadio Mane.
we speak. And this was out of this world, my friend. I don't even know. I don't even want to comment on it. But for example, you say, guys, I call a guy and I say, guys, you write every day for Saint Maximin. You want Olympiacos to say, no, there is no Saint Maximin case. But why you write Saint Maximin? He's a guy that has, that he has a contract of 10 millions per year. 10 millions. So in Greece, 10 millions is 16 with taxes. So you write that we take a guy. Let's say that half of the money, maybe someone, Fenerbahce gives or someone. Okay, 5. It's 8 millions per year cost for Olympiacos for a guy who's playing 8 matches every year. How is this possible that we even think about him? And he said to you, yes, you are right, Kostas. Yes, I'm right, but you put it in your first page 10 days now, my friend. Am I right? Okay, I know I'm right. But as you see, I cannot do this anymore. Many summers I was reading names and I was counting them. Said one summer 345, the other summer 400. This is the record, 408 names, 408 in a summer. We could have 50 teams play a league. So now I cannot do this anymore. I'm tired. So let them write. But people must understand, and our fans must understand how it works. I'm an agent, okay? And I have a player named Giraldo. Okay, I have a friend that has a Twitter account or something, or is a journalist or what. Say, in Giraldo very close. The guy writes it on Twitter. After, in 1 hour, is everywhere in the world. There's nothing to do with Olympiacos, but Giraldo's name is all over the world. This is the work of the agent. This is not the work of the club. The work of the club is to have a good scouting team and find good players. And one day stopped me 2 days before in Glyfada and said to me, Kostas, you know, the fans of Olympiacos want names, don't want young players. I said, my friend, first of all, I don't know if you represent all the people of Olympiacos, but it's good to speak for yourself. So I want to ask you something. And if you ask yes, if you answer to me yes, okay, tell me, Kostas. When Olympiacos signed Chori Dominguez, you went in the airport? He said, no, because you didn't know who Chori Dominguez was, my friend. And I can say to you about Miralas, I can say to you many examples. Also, I can say to you players that they came, thousands went to the airport or to the stadium, and the players couldn't run. But in Olympiacos, we're finished with this. What we want is a team that has the blood of Olympiacos, that fights, that runs, that can play pressure in Inter Milan in the half of the pitch for 30 minutes without stopping. Because yesterday, in the 80-minute, Olympiacos was pressing, and Inter made 7 changes to adapt to the game. So this is how Mendilibar wants Olympiacos, and this is how we like Olympiacos. And as we see, the results came. This is what we see. Okay, we have, for example, do you really think that the fans really know the level of Cabella? No, they don't. They don't, but they will see in the pitch. They will understand the quality and everything. They understand that it's exactly the Balbuena case or the Bagasa case, you know, the 20-minute changer of everything. I believe that we are in a good condition. We made a very good pre-season. And now what we want is to qualify in the next round of Champions League. And I think we can do it, for sure. I really believe it. And of course, to win again the double in Greece. This is so simple. This is so simple. We had celebrations in 100 years of Olympiacos. We can have in 100 years of PAOK.
For sure.
That's so simple. In 100 years of AEK, we won the European Cup. Only for Panathinaikos, we don't have surprises because we don't know where they found it.
And I think going back to last season, you know, this is something Ari, Costa, we talked about on the episode. There was so much uncertainty because you had a lot of contracts coming up. I think Ari had produced a depth chart and there were only 10 players July 1st who were under contract last summer. And the work that was done, you know, with Pirola, Costinha on, you know, 3-4 million euro transfers, and then also bringing Carmo back on loan, bringing Danny Garcia, these types of players. The work, I think, last summer, this summer, we will see, and so far has been great. But with the budget of last summer was really remarkable. And the stress and anxiety coming off of the European title, maybe talk about how difficult that was to put that team together last year? Because it was a great team.
Job last summer was the place that we had to release or to give or to finish with it. Because with 40 and 43 players, you don't go nowhere. Mendilibar's rules are very strict with the numbers. This is the players I want. This is it. And now we live. How important is this? Because everybody's happy. Everybody knows that they will play. For sure. Everybody. And I think that the biggest success of Mendilibar is that you see the way we play, and whoever plays is the same. We change players, but you see the same thing in the field. You see in the pitch the same game, the same pressure, the same everything. There's no change. So it's going to be Eze, okay. It's going to be Mouza, okay. It's going to be Scipioni, okay. Dani, the same. For sure they have, you see players to change because of the justice. Because, for example, let's say Yaremchuk. Roman, in the first half of last year, was frozen in his mind, you understand? He said, I don't play, I'm not number one, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. When he understood that, okay, if you play, you are in, he changed all his mindset, and he became the best transfer of January. The best transfer of January was Yaremchuk. He changed everything. And you know what is the important also thing for the mentality of this club is that Yaremchuk scores, and the first one who goes to celebrate with him is El-Kabi. He runs from the bench to celebrate with Yaremchuk. For me, this is the happiness in Olympiacos. This is the best thing to see and say, oh, something good and healthy is in this team. Because we had another situations that we didn't like. You remember before some years, the players, 2 celebrating here, 3 celebrating in 10 meters, or no celebrating, or they had faces. This is not happening anymore. Everybody is a great group, and the bond is unbelievable. Unbelievable. But now, of course, we have fights in ping pong. This is the new stuff in pre-season. Yeah. Epic fights in ping pong. Now, when we came back, one of the captains, a Brazilian guy who's very funny, called me and said, Kostas, we need some ping pong tables and rent this. Okay. Okay, we have whatever we want.
But I'll let Ari ask a question. Costa with the C. You guys have anything you want to follow up on?
Costa, I wanted to ask really quickly, because you brought up what's been going on with the youth and how important it is to see one of the young players, Pnevmonidis, who you talked about. If he was Pnevmonino, he'd be a 60 million euro player. Seeing Liatsikouras playing as well. There's moves, and forget just the signings for the first team. There's moves happening for the academy as well. And it shows clear intent that the club wants stability from the academy too, bringing Eric Hamza, Kolokotroni, Availabiity, Glafkou from Pafos. And then I'm forgetting another kid from Asteras.
You should know this name from Cyprus.
Glafkou, I watched some of his tape. He's very good.
Believe me. Many people will know him very soon.
The point is the work being done in all facets. It's not just, okay, we got a couple of kids from one generation. It's the pipeline. The club is trying to fill the pipeline, and that work is also extremely important. Scouting goes into it. There's a lot of work that has to be done to keep that. Can you talk about that a little bit?
The work that we do in this kind of level, also Mr. Anigo and Mr. Benedette, the people that they are responsible for the academy and for the B team now, because the B team, we decided to be a part of academy. Why? Because it is the elite team of our process. This is the map that we created. So everybody in academy is trying to, as you said, to fill the pipeline from the age of 10 till the second team. The boys are full of talent, but you never know if someone is going to be what it seems to be in 15 or in 13, right? You have to try to make him better every day. And this is what we do. And the hard work is for us to make it. Now it's like a very good factory, you know? We have the machines, we have the people, we have the knowledge, we have everything. And the best thing that we have is the approach that we have for the families. Because they feel that Olympiacos respect them. They feel that what we want to do is to make better people, better athletes, better persons, not only to take the gold. You understand what I mean? And they feel it, and they feel very good. For example, we signed a very young boy, 15 years old, number 10 from Panetolikos. The name is Tsatsaragos. The family was all his life, all their lives in Panetolikos. Okay, they're from Agrenio. So what we had to do is to speak with Panetolikos, even if the boy was amateur. We could just sign him. You understand what I mean? But the family would felt bad in a team that they lived all their lives. The father, the mother, their houses near the stadium. So they felt that Olympiacos protect them in their society, in their life, and we respected that Panetolikos grew this boy. So these things are the secrets that they make you different. I believe that all the teams now understand that this is the road. Until now, Olympiacos and PAOK were the teams that they worked in a serious way. I believe now Panathinaikos also is trying to make a structure and have an academy, and AEK the same. I think that they see it very seriously. For example, even smaller teams like Othe have good academies, very good academies. And I don't see that there is another way for a team to work. If you don't have academy, you cannot be in the first league because you don't have the money to be. So you have to create players, to have your own players, and after, you can manage everything. But first of all, you have to have your own blood. And as we discussed before, and now I think it's more obvious now, the youngsters that they came in Olympiacos, the young boys that they came, especially Kostoulas and Mouzakidis, but all the others, because we forget that Zolakis is 21, 22, and Retsos is 25. We think they are 40. We think they play all their lives in Olympiacos, but they're youngs also, in their academy. And when these boys play, automatically the bond is stronger with the stands. I believe that the atmosphere in Karaiskakis the last year and the last 2 years is because of this. Because we feel that the team fights again. We found our DNA, our Olympiacos DNA, and we know that we have our own blood. It's like our nephew, our son, our brother, our cousin plays. You understand what I mean? You don't have the feeling that there's 10 mercenaries well paid that they play, and no matter what, they go home. No, they feel Olympiacos. And this is very, very, very important, and I believe that we created again a bond. This year, Karaiskakis was magical. It was unbelievable. The atmosphere was unbelievable. You should see. As you know, I stand in the pitch during the matches to have a clear look in the VAR screen. So I'm near our bench. So you should see the players and the staff of Othe in the match Olympiacos Othe when the teams came out with the shirt and the unbelievable choreo in all over the stadium and the old anthem Fevgata Bobros in the stadium. You should see the people was like this. What is this? You know, it was unbelievable. For them, it was a shock. After they said, "What? We've never seen something like this." Okay, it was great, and the atmosphere in all matches, supported the team all the time. It was magic. I hope that we will continue like this.
People that we talked to that went to that game, they described it as similar to the game against Aston Villa in terms of atmosphere, noise, and involvement, and how passionate fans were about what was happening. The whole atmosphere was more than, it was obviously more than a football game. It was really, that's what they compared it to. Like there was Aston Villa, that's the bar, and then that game against Othe, that celebration.
This game against Aston Villa will never be, except if we play something like this, like a final or something like this in Europe. As you know, the game with Aston Villa was not just a game. It was a fulfillment, was a dream come true, and I believe that nobody in the end of the game was thinking about the final or the football. Everybody was thinking about memories, about their families, about the people that they lost, about friends that they're not here anymore. Everybody was, I've never seen in my life all the stadium crying. I've never seen this in my life, and I never will. All stadium, from 10 years to 70 years old, they were crying because of this. Because this was something that they really didn't believe, and it was happening, but brought back the memories. I would like my friend Andreas to be here with me, and you're not, to live this. Or someone was thinking about his father who took him in the stadium for the first time. Also in the final, it was not only Costa was crying that you see in all the films and documentaries. It's not only Costa. Many people cried, but not like Aston Villa. In the final, we had another phenomenon. We were like this. I remember in the halftime, someone told me, Kostas, we should bring here more fans. All these people are not so fanatic, and we don't, my friend. It's not about fanatics or not. Everybody is stressed out. Everybody's like this. I cannot speak. Nobody can speak. We are very stressed. Very, very stressed. And this was, it's not so hot as we could imagine because we were all stressed. But okay, everything went well. So, and I think that every time there is a chance to remember all these things and to be very, very happy. Very, very.
I think two things.
Documentary, I think, is a very good reason to have it and to remember all this again and again and again. And it was a very good job that a company from UK made. But again, with the work and months of work of people of Olympiacos, and especially our marketing director, Mrs. Veruska Yorgandi, who is the heart of all these creative things, the documentary, the museum. You need someone who is inspired, capable, and feels Olympiacos. You understand? You cannot. It's not something that you can give in a company that you don't know who they are. That's why we worked in these things. Also, the documentary, the museum, the people from Olympiacos. We expand our 24 hours. We work 30 and 35. But in the end, when we opened the lights of the museum and we walked in, said, okay, it was all worth it.
I think it's the...
And sorry, Kostas,
I think it's...
something else. Also for the celebrations of the 100 years, okay? It was again, as I told you, Veruska and the boys and the girls from the office. And of course, I tried my best, but the people that they worked harder than everybody was the fans. The fans, especially the fans of Gate 7, that this country sees like, I don't know what, monsters or what. These guys, Gate 7, worked days and days. They marked even the meters of the flares in the street, walking 15 miles to set marks, so all the thing will be nice as it was. Days of work. And the day after the celebrations, big clubs of Europe, including Real Madrid, called us and said, please, what is the company that made all this? And Athens was like this. What? I said, call Olympiacos and we'll tell you. You can do whatever you want. Because this is how we work. And this comes from Mr. Marinakis himself. When you see Mr. Marinakis himself, who is someone who is a tycoon, he's someone who could not even care about the team. And all day, he cares about everything in the club for details. You have to do the same. You understand? It's a matter of what you feel. If you love this club, you have to give yourself and to understand, to feel, as I said, to feel Olympiacos. For example, we had a fantastic company from Germany that could make a drone show. And I said, you know, there's another company in Greece, two very young guys, very smart, and they're Olympiacos fans. I said, we go with them. We go with them. I said, why? Because they will make it great. And they did it. Because they did it with love and with respect for the club. And after, they changed level with Olympiacos also, these boys. Huh? Everybody wants them now because they saw the drone the drone show they did in the port, and all the companies, oh, who are these guys? This is how stories are making, because this is the first thing for me when you speak about football is to love what you do, is to love Olympiacos. If you are in Nike, to love your club, to love, I don't know. And I think that we have many people in the club that they do and they work this way, and we have results, and this is good. This is good. And I think that it is very, very important that we are so close to each other and we have this bond. If you see in every match, Christian Karembe, Darko Kovacevic, me, we are like we are one person. You understand? It's not, there's no differences, we are a team. The bond is unbelievable. Also with Mendilibar. Mendilibar is very, you know, he's like a teacher. Very hard to everybody, but you know that there is justice. You know that he doesn't like him because he's Spanish or he's Portuguese or he's Greek, blah, blah, blah. No. Everybody for him is the same. And Valverde was right. Valverde was saying, take care of Mendy when he came because he's a great gentleman, a great coach, and he's like me. And he is. The same thing. I choose for everything. I decide for everything. You have to respect this, but I will be fair to everybody. That's why everybody loves him, from the kitchen to in Rentis and the guards outside, everybody. Respect, and I don't know if I speak very well for the club, but this is what I feel. Sorry, we have some bad things too, but I believe that we are in a very good situation now. And I'm very proud because I'm very proud of this.
I remember when we were finishing the live show last year, we were talking about the good things that were yet to come, and indeed it was a fantastic year that we've just, good season barring that those games against Bodo Glimt, like you said. I think I remember we created 40 chances, they created 6, they scored 4, we scored 2, we missed the penalty. It could have gone our way on another night. We didn't have maybe missing some luck. We can talk about the pitch, but let's not do that. But I think to your point now, we're living a golden age of the club. We're really at a really high level, and we're very well respected in Europe. And I have a lot of questions. The first one, just on the documentary. The first thing I want to say about the documentary is that I feel a moral obligation to share it with everyone I know. Like people I grew up with at school that used to sit and watch. I'd invite my friends who are English, nothing to do with Greece. Premier League, Greek League is Farmers League. Why should I come and watch Olympiacos Ajax? No, you should come and watch Olympiacos Ajax because we have this great player, Giovanni. We have Karapapas. Come and watch these players that you'll never see. And I've done that now, with the documentaries. Like, guys, you really should sit and watch this documentary. So, again, I just want to echo kudos to the guys that made it, everyone involved at the club. It's fantastic. Not just because I'm in it. Joking, of course. The other thing, we get the question a lot of times because now it's available in the UK, it's available in the US, Greece, obviously, Cyprus, Australia, New Zealand. Can you tell us if it's going to be made available in other European countries? We've got like demand from there's people from Peru that are asking.
Countries that Amazon is where Amazon is, it's going to be there also. But they do it, not all together. First, where they think that there are more Greeks, and after they will expand everywhere.
Okay, good. The other questions are related to development strategy and transfer strategy. Obviously, transfer strategy is the big thing we talk about all summer. Personally, I can't wait until the transfer window is open and we can start focusing on football. On this channel now, for 5 years, one of the main things that we talk about is youth and having Greek players and how important it is that we develop Greek players. It's part of our brand, it's part of our culture, the DNA that you talked about, the fact that fans identify with those players because they know what Olympiacos means and they give everything on the pitch. And that really is something that we've talked a lot about on this show for 5 years that we've existed. So my question on development strategy is it an objective now every year for the club to say, we want 1-2 players from the youth team. We want to integrate these players into, the core of the first team. Is that a core objective now every season? And then on transfer strategy, you mentioned that it's like the management has taken a conscious decision that we are not doing big bam signings anymore, where, we have a really good scouting department. They do a great job. You can see it this summer. Scipioni, Diogo, this young boy, Thalys now from Brazil, if he's coming. But we're not signing the big names. But Costa, are we targeting some experienced players as well, especially with a view to Champions League? Because from Conference League to Europa League, it was a jump, but we transitioned really well. And we deserve to finish in the top 8, and I believe we deserve to go further than the last 16. But Champions League's not one level; it's levels now, and you need more than those players.
And
from
I think
Argentina
that
or
this
Brazil.
year the levels are clear, especially this year. The levels are clear between Champions League, Europa, and Conference. It's very clear. We are targeting good players that they can play in Olympiacos and fit to Mendilibar's plan. What we do also is that we know very well the market of football. So there's not going to be a young player in Argentina or in Brazil or in Portugal that we don't know. For example, Diogo Nascimento, we were scouting him 3 years. And now there's a big problem inside Benfica because they didn't keep the boy. And now half of them that they wanted the boy are yelling, and the other said, okay, we lost him, blah, blah, blah. But we watched the boy 3 years. Also young Argentinian players, the same. Or Brazilians, the same. We talk about experienced players. To take an experienced player the way you say it, for sure, is always in the plans. For sure. But first of all, you have to know what the coach wants, what you need, what I need people that I can serve what I play. 90 minutes of war. Can you bring me a guy like this? Bring me. Or I want this and this. Our scouting, you have to know, is now, I think, in the best level ever, because now they have also the statistics. They don't have only people that they see, players like we did in the past. As you know, there are teams that they are built in statistics, like Brighton, for example. You know that the owner of Brighton has all these systems. That it's his job, okay? And he implements this in football. And now they work so much with the statistics of the players, and they know the growth and all that. So we do something which combine the two worlds, football and numbers, which I think is the best. Because we have to, for example, if we scout a player, we start with the numbers, of course. We start with the stats. We start with physical abilities. We start with potential, with everything. But after, we try to search family, conditions, friends, where he lived, his habits, everything. So when we are in a point to make a proposal, we know everything. Even if it's even if we believe that there is a player that will maybe have a bad surprise as a character, we know it and we take the risk. But first of all, we have to know. If you have the intel for everything, after, you can judge what you do. So now what I believe is we didn't see our team playing in the last two games in a normal way, because as I told you, have two different lineups in two games, which is the first time that happened. So we didn't have changes, we didn't have nothing. So for example, we had this incident with Yaremchuk. He had a pain. We sent him back in Athens to have therapy to be ready with Asteras Tripolis. So we didn't have a striker. You put Yazidzi to play striker against Inter. He's not a striker, okay? So you lost the position. And you put El Kabi only 10 minutes because you were afraid of cards, the game in Napoli was rodeo, with Inter also the same. And when you take a red card, you see what happens. In the first match, we don't have Cabella against Asteras because of the red card in a silly friendly game. Also, we don't have Strefetsa because he had the red card from Campionato. Zelson had an injury. Okay, I think he will be ready in Tripolis. But you move the way you move every time. For sure, I believe that we will be ready for Champions League. For sure, we will have two lineups, two teams from 11 very good teams, both. The good thing is you don't really know who are the starters. Okay, we could say also Rodinei, Cekinio, Eze, El Kabi. Okay, we can fight Jolakis, Eretsos. We can fight 5-6. But you cannot say this is it. For example, who could believe Pirola would be so much better than Carmo? Because last year Pirola was much better than Carmo. Nobody could believe this before. David understood this, you see, and he said, because as a character, he said, I cannot be number one, and I'm not. I don't want to be here. I'm not number one. He loved the club, but okay, I want to be number one. He had the same thing in Porto. It's not that because we always, you remember, we asked ourselves, what happened in Porto? How this player cannot play in Porto? And that's why. Because when he felt that someone passed him, stopped. I cannot play here. I cannot play here. Now he's not coming, he doesn't know where to go. Do you understand? But what I'm saying is that I think that we're going to be ready. The good thing with us is that we play the same thing 2 years now. So for sure, I remember I was saying now in Mendilibar in the aeroplane where we came from Italy, he says to me, how you think about the team? What do you think? We will be ready in Champions League. What do you think? I said, what I saw in Italy is that we played with 11 players, 90 minutes. The other teams made changes, so they freshen up all the time, and we had the level. So I believe, yes, that, and I believe that it's going to be a scene from Rocky, the movie, that says, okay, to beat me, you have to kill me. I will not stop, fight.
That's
For
how
sure, for sure, this is what I believe that we will be in Champions League. We will be very difficult to bend and to... I believe. We will see.
And Costa, I want to put a few things to bed because a lot of people ask us this, and you're here now. Always in our comment section, it's Podence, why don't we keep him? Fortounis, why didn't we sign him? Can you kind of put these things to bed? Because these are the things, you probably hear these things a lot, but every day in our comment section,
Beginning, I will answer you. In the beginning of this summer, I made 2 calls, Podence and Fortounis. Said, guys, I'm tired. So let's be clear. Because we love each other, we have to be clear. Okay. Kostas wanted to go because he said, I reached the top in conference. After, if something happens again, I will have the pressure, as I had all these years. Now I'm in the best position in the history of Olympiacos. I don't want this pressure. I want to go somewhere to be cool. Finish. So simple. The money for Fortounis was the same in Olympiacos in Arabia. Okay, for Podence they were not. This year, Podence has 6 million net where he plays. Why do someone leave 6 million euros net, especially if he's Portuguese, to go and play for 3, for 2? And imagine, I want all the fans to be in the same mindset. If Podence comes and takes 3 million, or Mr. Marinakis get crazy and say, take 5 million, take 6 million, and come. What you will say to Ayub? What you will say to Tsikiniou, to Eze, to Rodinei, to Zolakis, to Retsos? What? What is this? This is not how football works. You cannot do this. The teams that they do this, they get destroyed, all of them, because there is no any team that one can make everything, unless if you are Maradona in Napoli. There's no any other example in the world. So it's these money are not reality in Greece. So simple. So Podence, you know how close he is to the club, but we are realistic. Olympiacos, Podence are realistic. Podence is making the future of his family and he's doing well. Olympiacos cannot discuss this money and it's okay. Finish. We love each other, we respect each other, but this is football and we have to understand. This is the truth.
Yeah,
But
it's difficult
or
when
you
everyone
can take this, pay so many millions and take this. Okay, I can pay so many millions and take someone, but I had to sell Babis Kostoulas to be in fair play, okay, with UEFA. Because before this, Mr. Marinakis should give 20 million from his pocket every year, and nowadays in football, this is not allowed. And people must understand. You have to spend what you have, not what you don't have, because you have a guy who is very rich and loves Olympiacos and put 20 million every year. UEFA said, stop, no more of this. You can live with this, okay. Don't, you can take your budget in a different level. We don't do this. We were lucky. We are in Champions League. We have now good incomes from season tickets, from sponsorship, from television, we create a very good, how can I say, a very healthy situation in Olympiacos, financially wise. And of course, because we have Mr. Marinakis all these years to support, not only Olympiacos in football, but in the other sports also. And because now we are strong in this year. I hope.
And that leads me, Costa.
Because if you remember, 2010, when Mr. Marinakis took over Olympiacos, he said 2 things. I want Olympiacos to be big in Europe, and I want Olympiacos don't need no Marinakis. Understand?
Yeah.
To can stand in his own feet, even if I'm not here tomorrow, or someone like me. Olympiacos must be ready to face everything alone. And the second move that Mr. Marinakis did was to recreate the academy of Olympiacos. And the third, he gave the training center to Olympiacos. The training center is not Mr. Marinakis. It's owned by Olympiacos, which is very, very, very important. I remind you, Panathinaikos. Partenogiannis family left Panathinaikos, and the training center left with them. And Panathinaikos was training in factories in Koropi before they made a new training center. This is important for big teams. Very, very important. And you see what is happening now with stadiums, because I'm sure that you want to discuss about this.
That's what I was going to ask, Kostas. That's kind of, is that the next step for Olympiacos? I see everyone asking what's going to happen with the stadium. We saw the rumor earlier this summer. Can you give us an update on
step? And it's the next step, and it's a step that you don't need nobody. We do it alone. We don't need the state. We don't need the government. We don't need nobody. They gave a stadium to Panathinaikos, and they gave 130 million. Panathinaikos will have a brand new stadium without paying €1. €1. They charged the Greeks and they charged the municipality of Athens. Panathinaikos will not pay €1. And this is the payback for what Mr. Alafouzos is doing in politicals and support the government. This is the truth. Let's say the truth. This is the truth. And Olympiacos had Champions Leagues in women and men in polo, and we were playing in Papastratio, where the water came in when it was raining. You understand? This is the behavior towards Olympiacos all these years. We had Karaiskakis. No, we don't. We had Karaiskakis for 49 years. We pay rents. We pay the banks. And it's not owned by Olympiacos. We still pay the banks. Okay. And maybe in 20 years, someone will say to you, hey, you have to go. I have to go where? I pay. Mr. Marinakis paid almost 10 million still now without owning the stadium. It's crazy, eh? So now we will make it bigger and we will do one more dream become reality. Alone. With no money, with no nothing. And what we said, Mr. Marinakis will pay to make everything that we need for the park for swimming and polo. Okay, so the architects will have something ready, because this is also a cost. It's 500,000 that someone has to pay. The amateur water polo cannot pay 500,000 to build a stadium and make what needs before in paperwork and all that. And they say, okay, now we will give at least the area to the basketball team, and of course a small piece to make a swimming park for Olympiacos, because Olympiacos never gave something to this country. The water polo of Olympiacos is top in Europe and in the world, but okay, we are used to it. I cannot understand this. But I can feel it. This is the reality that we have. Imagine that the Prime Minister of this country, of this joke country, he said, I hope that the fans of basket of Olympiacos are happy. Can you imagine what I'm saying? Like it's different. Like it is different. Like we are different fans in basketball, different fans in volleyball, and different fans in football. Imagine how the people look at it. You see, they look it through their own agenda. But what we have to do is to make Olympiacos strong, so strong that we don't need nobody. And after is better. Because I tell you something that I'm thinking many times. I don't know why. Maybe it's out of, I'm emotional sometimes. And I'm saying, we've seen so many national teams win the World Cup or the Euro or blah, blah, blah. Basketball teams, blah, blah, blah. What happens the next day? What happens? They go to the president of the country, to the prime minister of the country to give them honor that they did something for the country, right? You see this all over. What happened when Olympiacos won the European title? Who called us? Who said we won't honor you? We are not a Greek team. But we don't need them. The problem is that we are bigger than them. This is the problem that they have also with the president, Mr. Marinakis. They cannot handle him. This is the problem. In this country, this is the problem. They don't understand that they have the biggest community of Greeks is Olympiacos. It's the biggest social, we are millions, right? Maybe the only thing I think maybe you can say these are more people is the Christians in Greece. Right, after it's Olympiacos. So if you feel that you can treat in all these people like this, you are wrong. You are wrong. So what do? We stop, we forget them, we take our own joy, we make a better team, stronger. No, we don't need nobody. We can do our stadiums, we can do whatever we want without having nobody to thank or say why you do this and do that. And give to the others whatever you want. Give. We still compete, we still are the better, we are better than them. Give them what you want. Let Adonis and the other ministers go there and make celebrations in the new stadiums. We will do it alone, with our funds. This is the most important.
Kostas, we have questions like on, the stadium renovation. When would this happen? What are the numbers? Like, what are you guys looking at internally? What's kind of the thought process when this could happen?
It's a big investment. It's more than 60 millions. And the renovation, now the talks are not if it's gonna happen. The talks now is when it's gonna happen. And you have to find the right time, and you have to find the right way. For example, will the stadium be open while doing this, like Marseille? Velodrome changed during they were playing there. This is what we work on it now because we don't know which is better, and I think that we will choose the solution that gives us less time to spend. For example, to be away from our stadium, yes, but if we have it in 1 year, you understand, or in 15 months. If it's going to be 2 years or two and plus, maybe it's better to play in it and make it partially and stand by stand. I don't know. I don't understand so much from architect designs, but what I saw till now is far better than what you see in press. This is the only thing I can say.
At least for Champions League or for Europe, there's not too many options, right? If we are not playing in the Karaiskakis, we have to use Oaxaca. Right. I'm assuming it's
different now than it was before that we could play in the Rizzoupoli. Now we have restrictions. You cannot play in the Rizzoupoli or stadiums like this. So you have to play to Olympic Stadium if it's not Karaiskakis.
Right. So it'd have to be
or in Philadelphia if they give it.
We already won one title in it, so they might as well.
Somebody wrote that in the comments. I think our patrons wrote that in the comments.
Normal. It's a normal thing, yeah. NATO. I can see it now.
Costa, I had one quick. Oh, go ahead, Costa.
Adi, just wanted to say, I know that the comment section is going crazy, but we did ask folks to send questions in before the show started. Just an element of housekeeping. At the end, guys, again, we know there are lots of questions there. We're going to try and take some Q&A at the end, so bear with us. We know that there's lots of questions in the chat. We are seeing them, so don't worry. Just wanted to mention that. And if you're enjoying the show, don't forget to give us a like. No, I'm just saying, if you're enjoying this, like, don't forget to like.
Costa, I had one quick question about the stadium, and then a separate question I wanted to ask you. For the stadium, there's been a lot of talk about what the potential capacity would be, up to 50,000 or beyond. Do you have off the top of your head what the target would be, or is that not something that's been decided yet?
No, it's not decided yet, but it's around this number, I think.
I think that's perfect number, like 50,000, 50 around there. I think is perfect for Olympiacos.
I think that you can change level with a stadium like this. Again,
of course,
because the income is going to be different. Everything will change. So, and the good thing is that we have Mr. Marinakis, who will never stop. You know, he thinks always something more and something more and something more. So,
and
absolutely.
One question we got as well during the 100-year celebration, this really came out. You know, the website, the Red Store website, like people abroad are like, can we fix this website, make it a new modern one? Like you go on Shopflix or Scroots or whatever, and it's a modern site.
This is a good chance to say that Red Store is not the Olympiacos. It's another company that runs the commercial of the store as a store. You know, we just give them the merchandise and they do. But I always ask this, and we are in the middle of a discussion about this. Because what is happening is what we see in the other markets. I can have my shirt from Chelsea in 3 days, so I have to do this for Olympiacos also.
And it's weird too, that site, you have products, you go there in person that are not on the site. You know, it's like, why do you have things in person, but then you don't have things on the site, and then it's sold out, but then in person.
Normally in this world, it's different. It's more in websites than in physical stores. So we have to make this balance, I'm sure, and we're working on it because, you know, especially as I told you the other time, me as a person, I'm so reachable from the fans that they can tell me whatever they think, from their divorce till the transfer till how they shop the, and I never stop my habit to walk around the stadium. Because when you do this, you hear things that you cannot hear if you stand in the VIP or in the pitch. You don't know what is happening in the other side, and I want to know what is happening all over the stadium. So they told me many times about this. So I'm sure that we will fix it and soon, and we will change it. Because you know what happened, for example, what happened with a shirt of 100 years. We had a big dispute with Adidas. We said, what, 15,000 and 20,000 is nothing. I said, we have 10,000 in the stadium the first day. Nobody believed me. They thought I was joking. And they saw it happen. And after we went to Stuttgart, our people went to Stuttgart in the headquarters of Adidas and pushed them. And that's why we have now more shirts in October, I think, because we pushed them. Because I said, listen, if we are 5 million and you have 80,000 shirts, okay, it's again, it's how can I say? Because they say all the time, okay, it has to be something, numbered, and we have a small number because it's collective, because, yes, but you cannot such a small number. They couldn't believe what will happen. But we explained to them what will happen. We have a big we had a big fight with Adidas. We went there in Germany and said, you see, look at the videos. We have 10,000 people outside the shop. What can we tell them? But you don't want...
They didn't think the demand would be there.
Yes.
For the 100. That's crazy.
For sure,
wow.
For sure. And, okay, we said that this shirt has a different procedure to do it. It's not in the main line of Adidas shirt. It's a different thing. It's stripe to make it blah, 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 blah. Okay, I understand this, that you cannot make a massive production. But at least we have to reach a normal number, not 10,000 and 12,000. When we have 10,000 people in the store the first day, what is this? But okay, this is secrets of marketing. I don't know what can I say. For sure, the shirt is very beautiful. This is
it's amazing. It's an amazing shirt. And on the subject of the shirt, because we get dozens of messages a day about it. Is the run for the shirt continuing to the end of the year, or is it finished now?
Yes, because we have a new shirts will come. We sell it through Shopflix because we wanted to avoid what Lambro said. We wanted to be so that we can sell it by a website all over the world. And also, I believe that maybe we can push for some more. We're still trying to. Because this is an item that every Olympiacos fan want to have.
For sure.
This is true.
Kostas, I had one more question, and then I wanted to ask you about the museum. But when is the deal with Adidas? I know that we have a contract with Adidas, but how long does that go until?
We have 2 more years.
2 more years. So okay, so 2 more years with Adidas, and then I guess the club decides whether they want to continue or pick a different manufacturer. Or...
Yeah. But you have to know that we are in the first line of Adidas. We are with the teams that Adidas and every Adidas and Nike and all these great brands. They have 3 different lines of production. For example, our dear friends Panathinaikos are in the 3rd line of production. So they take the shirt that Gornik Zabrze take and Lech Poznan. Olympiacos will have the 1st line, like Juventus, Manchester City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Bayern and Real have a different line themselves because there's something else. But we are in a very good position, even marketing-wise in Europe. You know, they think that Olympiacos is a team that creates publicity, even for a brand that don't need publicity, like Adidas or Nike. They want us both. And I think that this is our level. We could not go somewhere else. Except if we've had an unbelievable offer. Because, you know, for example, Manchester City has a Puma. But what Puma?
Right.
Puma has a branch of Puma dedicated only to Manchester City. To create the products, to make new lines, to support their stores. It's a different thing.
I see what you mean. So I wanted to ask you about the museum. We've been getting a lot of questions about the museum. I was lucky enough. I was able to go see it the 2nd day it was open. And I was absolutely stunned by the detail, the presentation, everything that is in the museum. From the time you go inside the museum, the beautiful when you first go in the room with the gold, is that, I don't know if it's a light show, but whatever it is, the gold, the explanation about Olympiacos, what it means to be Olympiacos before you can even go inside. That show, that little show that they do is unreal.
Yes.
Everything about the museum is beautiful. Can you talk to us about the museum, what went into it, and everything that's in there? There's a beautiful memorial too for Gate 7 in there. The trophy cabinet, the display of the trophy cabinet. You need a panorama to be able to see all the silverware. It's unbelievable.
First of all, the museum was a dream of years for Olympiacos because I think that museum is an arc of your history. And also, it can be a point, as I say, a point mark for Piraeus. So Now we will connect the cruises in Piraeus with the museum. So all the people that they come, and there are hundreds of thousands in Piraeus, the tourists that they come with cruises and all that, we will put them in the tourist guide so they can come to Museum of Olympiacos, which is very important for me. Also, we had a program that all the schools from Greece will come in Olympiacos, even if we have to do it with our expenses. Because this is why Mr. Marinakis wanted this museum. To everybody feel the history of Olympiacos. And when we started to talk 5 years now for the museum, and we took the best company that make all the museums of Barca and all, nothing that happens by luck. All the museum was created in Barcelona, piece by piece. They wrote here by piece. Created the best in digital museums. It was an expense that Mr. Marinakis paid himself, all of it, not Olympiacos. It's more than 6 million paid for the museum. But as I told you, the dream was to have an arc that when you walk, and I believe that you felt it, Aris, you feel your life with Olympiacos. It's like you walk in your memories. Not you see something you don't know, but you remember why you are a part of this. For someone who doesn't know, they say, oh, Olympiacos, oh, it's a great team. But for Olympiacos fans, this museum is a walk back to the memories and to be sure that you have a lot of future. Because what I felt when I left the museum was this. I felt like, oh, this was very emotional. But after all this, what? You know what I mean? I felt like, now we have more. We have more. Where we will put them? You saw the cabinet with the trophy.
There's no space for more silverware, so I don't know where you're going to.
You have to
put
make
it.
a 3D dimension, another dimension, and put them in another way. But, or for example, it was a big talk about the place in the museum for Gate 7. For all of us, especially for people like me, we were in the stadium that day. You always have, hesitation about this, how people will see this. We wanted this to be a moment of respect, of memory, but not of sadness. You know what I mean? We didn't want to put someone in the middle of the tour in museum to be sad. We want them to be and see the part of this century that made us sorry all, but without feel it inside the museum. We wanted to create a place of respect and memory. And I think that this exactly happened. Because we have, as you see, the light tubes, which are like candles, the 21 candles, and the right atmosphere, a simple thing, which is the iron door that we all remember, and Adelphia Zite, and that's all. And
I think it was perfect.
Yes, I think
the presentation was perfect. And when I went in there, and I was in the museum for about an hour, and everybody that walked in there, even the foreigners, there were foreigners there that understood. Nobody said a word when they went inside the memorial. And even the foreigners, they understood, they respected it.
Yes,
and
yes.
It was everybody's name there. They're eternal. It's they're immortalized in it's perfect. The presentation's perfect and everyone understands when they're there. Olympiacos fan or not, they understand exactly what it means.
There was hard work from 2010 And 2011, I remember when I came to Olympiacos, we had a discussion with Mr. Marinakis, and we said, you know, it's unbelievable. We don't have our trophies. We don't have the cups. Nobody ever asked about the cups. Where are they? He said to me, Kostas, no matter what, no matter the cost, we have to take back our trophies. I don't care if someone needs money to give them back, give them. We have to take back the cups. You cannot imagine. I found cups in hospitals. In hospitals, yes. I don't want to say where I found, but we found them all. We put them in the condition that you saw. We had almost 4 months only for the silverware to make them as brand new. We brought the best company in Europe to do this. They refined everything. They are like the time never touched them, and we are very proud of this. During this search in 2011 and 2012, I found also a cup of another team. And I called the team and I said, you know, it's unbelievable. I found this. And they told me, please send it with a courier. I still have it. Sometimes history is safer in foreign hands, not in the people that they don't understand. You understand? So I'm saying these things to understand that the thing that we can walk in this museum for us is not just a visit. It's memories and hard work. I told you before that our marketing director, Miss Veruska Georgandi, was there like an architect, like a worker, like a construction worker, all day in the museum to survey and to take after every small detail. And I think that it's great that in the first month it's going to be free, of course. And it's going to be free forever for the people that they cannot afford. This is clear. And we will do many things with the museum. First of all, I told you we want all the kids to see the museum, all schools, no matter if they're Olympiacos fans or not. Because we never put it, as a restriction. For example, when we give things in schools all over Greece, we never ask if the kids are Olympiacos or not. Also, I believe that what we did with trophies helped very much for the bond with all the cities and all the islands in Greece. It was great because small kids started to think, oh, wow, Olympiacos. Even from this, that you send these trophies to their place, honor them. It was very good, I think. It was very good. And I want to say now to everybody that when Mr. Marinakis said to me, I want the trophies to go all over Greece, to go to America, to go to Germany. I said, what? This is 1 million and more. Why we do this? No, we have to do this. But this is an operation that we have to do. I don't care. We do it. And after, when we saw this happen, I said, okay, it was all right. Because new generations of Olympiacos fans, and the most important, old people, they don't have the strength to come to Athens anymore, or the way to come, to see an old man, 90 years old, in his knees crying for the trophies. This is unbelievable. And it's nice. Guys, this was a very nice year. A very emotional and great year for Olympiacos, I believe. I think that many times we cried like Costa in the
Disclaimer.
I said to Aris before that I saw you also in the lobby of UEFA in a giant screen. You were, the fan of the year, my friend.
That's going to be clipped.
But you know why? Because your crying was not crying of sorry, was crying of being proud. You understand what I'm saying? It
It's
was
like,
the emotional condition that you were proud that moment. That's why it was so nice and clear.
It's so many things. Like, people ask me how I feel about that, and it's like, for me, my relationship with Olympiacos is also my relationship with my father. I got to watch Greece win Euro 2004 in Lisbon with my father. I was at that game, and 20 years later, I was with him again. He's 20 years older. I'm 20 years older. We're there again, watching our club. What we love most in life, what connects us most in life, Olympiacos, together. And it's a sense of pride, like συγκίνηση, amicania. Like, I don't even know the word in English. Like, it's not embarrassment, amicania. It's just like, I don't know what to say to people when they ask me how I feel about it.
It's a different meaning, I think, yes.
Yeah.
Can I tell you guys the most magical part, while we're talking about memories, the most magical part of the museum for me was I was walking by one of the interactive displays, Costa. You can pick like different moments, players, but the moments in Europe, like you could pick and watch a specific goal or moment. There was a young boy with his father, and it was one of the older European nights. It might have been. It was Benfica. It was Benfica, and of course the boy wasn't born yet, but the father was explaining to him like where he was when that happened, and for me, I just kept thinking about how now you can share these moments with. I have two boys, and they were too young for me to take to the museum with me there, but when they get older and they'll be able to appreciate it, I can have that moment with them. I'm going to show them the Conference League when we beat Aston Villa, when we beat Fiorentina. Those moments are now shared, and I can have that memory visualized to share with him. I couldn't do that with my father or my Bapu, God rest his soul. But yes, I will be able to do that with my kids. So seeing that was probably the most magical moment for me, understanding what the museum really is. Yes. And so that was really, for me, the biggest thing about it. It was beautiful.
This is, as I told you, this is the arc of our memories. This is what the museum should stand for everybody, because the truth is that, especially in the match against Aston Villa and in the final, in these two games, it was very difficult to handle the emotions, because, okay, you are younger, but I'm 53 years old. I don't have everybody in my life anymore with me. For one reason, during the VAR inspection, which was, I felt it was like 10 minutes, really, 15 minutes, I don't know. I said also in the documentary that after the VAR and the goal was okay and blah, 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 the last minutes, I was really hearing the noise of the seconds. It was like I heard poof, poof. I couldn't hear the sound. It was something like very strange, I know, but this is the truth. I hear boop, boop. I said to myself, please, please, please. And during all the match, during all the final, I was thinking 20 times, 25 times, the same scene. Me and my two uncles, that they were fanatic Olympiacos fans, and they put me in the stadium to walk in a distance from Karaiskakis to go to the stadium, to old Karaiskakis. I recall that scene 20 times during the final. All the time, bam, 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 like someone planted it in my head. I couldn't stop thinking about this thing. And of course, after, when I saw the people so happy, because this is something I will never forget, the road from the stadium to Piraeus, it was not the people that there were masses in the streets, and like it was like a river in the street from Sigrou Street till Piraeus, thousands of people. But I remember, faces of people alone in a balcony doing this in Piraeus. You know what I mean? And you see this happiness. You say, okay, this is worth to do everything for this. This is something that it was unbelievable. But okay, we have more to do, eh? Don't forget.
Yeah. And talk about, let's, I guess, shift to looking forward to this next season, more to do. How do you guys feel internally? How do you feel the preseason has gone? The transfers have gone so far. Is everyone, you talked about a little bit, like, I remember last time you were on, we talked about the horror, the Pedro Martins pre-Haifa preseason. You talked about how crazy that was. Tell us about this preseason, how everyone's feeling.
First of all, the preseason went very well because we have a very good training center in Holland and a fantastic hotel there, which was like a training center. We made, it's a big operation to be 20 days in a place outside Greece. We almost send all the renty equipment in Holland. We had 3 big trucks with tons of things go, and it's like Scorpions on a concert or Metallica. You take all your things and you go through Europe. And it's a lot of days. We went 16th of July and they came back 9th of August with a break of 3 days just to see the families and all that. We didn't have a fight for the first time in history, because in pre-seasons you always have fights. It's like it's a kind of luck. We had bad singers. I'm very sorry, but all the new guys don't know how to sing, my friend. It's a tragedy. For the first time, sometimes you have a good singer or two, but this time was tragedy. I said, "Oh, stop, guys! Our ears are in pain." But the precision was very, very good, and the bond between the players and the staff is incredible. I think we are in the best point ever now in this. Whatever has to do with the bonding of the team and the group is fantastic. We made this experiment with the 2 very, very hard games in the end, with the different teams. As I was waiting, President and Mendilibar were not happy that we lost. They wanted to win in Napoli and Inter. I said I'm happy because we have the level. That's what I saw. I believe that if we had the team, the first 11, 5 changes, it's going to be different, for sure. But in both matches, I saw a team pressing 90 minutes. And Napoli and the Inter make changes to 60 and 65 minutes. Also, what Chivu said after the match and Conte after the match show that for sure they spoke about a team that is a Champions League level team and we're going to fight again with them in Champions League. When someone said this and is a coach of the Italian champions or the team that went to the final of Champions League, we are happy. We saw the 2 kids signing, Liatsikouras and Pnevmonidis. Liatsikouras for me is a type of Stoltidis, the number 6 that has to shoot during the match and score heads, going as a second striker all the time in the set pieces. It reminds me of Iroquois. And I remember after the game that these two boys scored, Pneumo and Liatsi, they scored. And the other day in the hotel, we were in the elevator together, Pnevmonidis Liatsikouras and Mouzakitis were with them. And I said to them, you scored there, but nothing happened. And I told you, nobody will say the kids. You're not kids. When you are wearing this shirt, you are a player of Olympiacos. There's no kids, there's no minor, there's nothing. You are a player of Olympiacos and you will be judged as the others, as you were 30, 35 years old. I don't want to see this or something straight from you. Now you scored. The guys are diamonds, diamonds. Mouza said, no, it's okay, I take care of them. Like he's older, like he's... the Premo said, what? We are the same age. What do you mean you take care of us? What are you, suddenly 21 years old? But they are so good kids. And this is a matter of what is happening in academy. If you see them all together, they are like brothers, they are like a family. This is very important. And I think that we have more things to see. Okay, I don't know if you can have such a good generation every year. It's very, very difficult. But you can have it every 3 years. If you do this, you are okay. Because you still have, you already have 5, 6 players of academy in Olympiacos. So you have the first, and you need some more to come and play. And I think it's good that we have the B team again, because they will play in a professional league. It's totally different to play in academy level and different to play in the second division in Greece, where they come and hit you in the neck and the back. Now we put also in the B team Siovas and Valbuena. They will have a middle role between a player and a mentor for the kids. Also, we need some personalities to speak, because the league is not easy. So we need players that they know how to treat from referee to the other team. You understand what I mean? Because the last time we had a B team, we had only kids, 18 years old. They were hitting them, the referees were torturing them, and it was hard. Now we have these 2 captains for this also, but especially to explain to them again and again what is Olympiacos. So I believe that everything will go well this year. I hope.
I just want to touch on Pnevmonidis and Liatsikoura. For us, Pnevmonidis really wasn't a surprise. We had a lot of discussions during the season about him and Papacanelos, for example, and Ari and I talked about it a lot. And fans obviously come in on this debate, and we were 100% sure that Pnevmonidis was going to be at pre-season, he would do well, and what we've seen hasn't been a surprise for us at all. I just wanted to say that. The other thing, I know that you don't like, or club officials don't like to talk about individuals, but I want to ask this question about Yazici, because he's a player essentially that we didn't see last season at all. He played in that game against Asteras, he had the ACL injury, and I went to a couple of games at Karaiskakis this season, and I noticed him behind where the press sit. And he was very involved in the game. And for me, it's very important that he stayed. He did his, therapy. He stayed in Greece. He stayed around the club. He was at the celebrations, at the cup. He was there. And we're having this debate right now on the show about the roster next season. Obviously, is he still going to be around? we have differing opinions here. So I wanted to ask you about him. I think he's a player that has characteristics in the team that nobody else has. He can unlock defenses. He's skillful. He's really silky. I saw him in the games in Holland. He has something different. What can you tell us about him?
First of all, I can say and sign in a white paper what you just said, because even if he was not in the team as an active in squad and playing, he was a part of the team. In every day, he was a part of the team. He never left. He was with the others. If you see him, the way he treats, he's always, for example, with the Greek guys. They make company, very good company, and they are very close now. And Liatsikou is a player that there is no any reason for someone to doubt his quality. His career till now speaks from itself. Nobody can say, he's a good player or not a good player. This is clear. Now, he's not ready yet. We forget that he was 9 months outside the pitch. He's not ready. It's not enough to have 1 month or 2 months. He needs time. So I'm sure that he will help. He will help. The thing is that he's one of the players that you cannot say really what is the position. The truth is that he is a player that can play behind the striker in a free role. Right? This is the closest you can think, because he's not number 6, he's not number 8. For sure, he's not a striker like he played in Inter because we didn't have Yaremchuk, Roman. So he can play in this area between number 8 and the striker and create, as you said. So maybe he will be very useful in games in Greece that we need someone to take something, to do something different, or to shoot from a long distance, because he has very good shoot skills. But we will see it in the pitch, I believe. For sure, I can say that he's a very good character. You understood this because, he's not a typical Turkish guy who came in Greece. Never create any kind of the other problems that we were afraid of. He's very serious. And he needs time because he had a very, very bad injury. It was not just the A type of ACL. It was the worst in this stadium. In Tripoli, we had many things happen because of the mud and because of the situation. But of course, the last 2-3 years, they made a great effort there, and they changed the pitch. The truth is, but this day was all mud. The conditions in Tripoli are difficult. Raining all the time. It's very difficult to maintain a good condition in the pitch. But we will see.
And Kostas, I want to ask, what do you think? We have about 2 weeks, 3 weeks until the transfer window closes. Is there somewhere you think the team needs support? I see the comments. Everyone always yells for a winger or maybe a 5th central defender. Is there some positions that you think the team is still?
I think what the common sense says is what the team is searching for. I think that nobody will have another opinion about what is needed now. It's very clear. So, but I want the fans to have more patience with some players that they are new. For example, Gabriel Strefetsa is 1 week with him. Doesn't even know how we play. We have to wait until we see him. Cabella, I believe, is an incredible player. What I've seen in the trainings remind me the guy who killed us in Krasnodar. Because you remember in Karaiskakis against Krasnodar, the first 20 minutes, nobody could stop him. After he had the bad injury, he left, and the match changed. This is the truth.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember in details, but the first 20 minutes, it was like a slalom in all the side.
Yeah.
Have we watched him. We've wanted him for years, because
Yes.
it's not the traditional type of signing that we've made this season. We've gone for youth. We've gone for talent,
Yes.
young players. He's completely different.
We wanted him, and we explained to him what we want. But he's a big personality. He said, "Okay, you want me for 20 minutes to be Valbuena? I know, but I will not be Valbuena. I'll play all the game." Okay, come, Remy, you have the right attitude, But he is a friend of many people in the club. He's a friend of, because he's from Corsica, and he's a friend of Modesto. He knew him all his life. And when we played against Krasnodar after that match, all the time we were close with him, many times. He had a very big contract. He took very good money after in Montpellier, in Lille. And also now he has a very good contract, but now he wanted to come. He said himself that that's why we did it so quickly in 2 days and in the beginning of the summer. He didn't want to hear anything else. Said, "Hey, I have to play to Olympiacos sometime. Every year we make the same conversation. I come to play." He likes it very much here. He's a very nice guy. Okay, he's a little bit, he wants to make something more. So sometimes Mendy will be crazy, but okay, we will like it in the stands. Okay, but we will like something more. But his technique, because I remembered him from this match in Krasnodar, but didn't know the condition now. And imagine that in the first days of preseason, he has an injury. Now he's back fit again, and he's very good. And if you see the way he moves in the match with Inter, so he can do whatever he wants with the ball. He can touch the ball however he wants and give 2 meters, 1 meter in the ball, hold her in his feet. Unbelievable technique. Unbelievable technique.
And another player that Ari, I think, talked about, God, how many years? 3 years ago, was Kalogeropoulos. And
Yes.
he has been kind of under the radar. What are you guys seeing from him now that he's back? I remember when he broke in the scene with Pedro Martins, he was such an exciting player, but he's kind of gone undercover in the preseason, but he looks really good.
He was when he was 12 years old. We followed him in Tripoli from 12 years old. He is the captain of national teams of Greece from 12 till now in under 23. He's captain from 12 till now. He went to Volos, and 2 years he broke his feet. He was one of the best defenders in the Greek league, a fighter. And I was very happy because even with Olympiacos, he fight his heart out. And he was, like you said it, he was not someone that everybody speaks, but all football speaks about him. Because as I told you, he's the captain of the Greek teams since he was a kid. So I'm sure that he's a good addition. He's Greek. He has the mentality because he's very tough, which is important. He needs to make better some tactical things that Med is working with him, because of course in 2 years in Volos he didn't follow our plan, the tactical plan, and he was playing heroic like you play in these teams, and because it's a very different thing, and the people must understand, the fans must understand, it's a different thing to be a defender in Volos and a different to be a defender in Olympiacos. Because in Olympiacos, half of the game, maybe more, you have to build the game. When you are in Volos, you are playing like a samurai. You have to throw balls away. It's not the same thing. So you have to change this chip, and I think he's doing a lot of work to do this, and he's in a very good condition. I think against Inter, he was standing very good in this level, with Thuram and Lautaro in front of him.
Kostas, can I ask you a big picture question? With respect to this multi-club model, last year we talked very briefly about Nottingham Forest, and then And then Rio Ave, of course, came into the picture. How do you see how things are shaping out now with Edu, and then where do you see Olympiacos's role now as opposed to where it was last year?
It's
more
like
independent.
For us, it's like we are a big family, but as Olympiacos, we are so independent that we don't have to think something else. Also, it's out of the rules now that even in a multi-club situation, you have to be totally different from the other clubs. Now they will vote for. Now they will make a new rule that you don't even have the right to take players on loan from the same club, from the clubs with the same owner. So for us, it's okay. I believe that we feel like I told you, we were very happy with the miracles that Nottingham Forest is doing. Okay, for us, it's a little bit personal of Mr. Marinakis. We know that whatever he does it very well and he success. But for us, it's very important that who could believe that he could take a team from Championship and in 5 years he was in details he didn't go to Champions League from England. This is I don't know how the people understand this, but this is more than miracle in football, what he did with Nottingham Forest. And it's great because also today they start very strong. They had a good victory. I think that they will have a better team than the last year. Also, Rio Ave for us has a very strange thing, the colors, but but also is a cousin, is a close. Of course, we have our kids there, and Fortounis Liatsikoura, which is a part of the club, and we want them to be very successful. Imagine that today they were very unlucky. They draw 1-1 in the last minutes. They had 10 chances to win. Bakulas was great. Today, Fanis was great. And Papacanelos, he was in the 70 minute, I think, was very good also. We have Athanasiou there. And many other players that they were in Olympiacos, like Marios Voursai is always family from our academy, Doi, Abi, so many. And of course, Sotiris, who is a big project for us, not only for Rio Ave. Sotiris might be the coach of Olympiacos one day. Because he's a part of our project, our project all over. I mean, the global project. So, also I like, for example, that Du came with us in the Italy and of course, he said what everybody said when he comes in the doors of the club. I cannot believe that you are a family here. You are really like a family. Of course we are. This is the secret. We are the family, and we don't let anyone to touch this family. We have to protect our this bond. And also, it's many years that we are together. The same people. Look what is happening in the other clubs. Now it's 15 years. Imagine that, for example, I speak about myself. I'm 15 years in the club. 15 years, and my son is 20. It's you growing up in the club. How can you not be in a bond with these people? With Darko, I know him since he was a player. Christian, the same. And it's something else to have these people in your club. And you see, for example, I told you yesterday, the president of Inter, he left from Milano to come, and he see and connect these personalities with Olympiacos. Also, he asks, how is Mr. Marinakis? What happens with Nottingham? What happens with Baba? It's a global thing now. that connects Olympiacos with the football elite. And this is important. This is very important.
And I wanted to, going back to Rio Ave, a player
With in the colors of Rio Ave, you mean? I'm trying.
Yeah, Rio Ave. I want to talk a second about Rio Ave.
If you see in the badge, there is a ship in the badge of Rio Ave. In the middle, it has a red flag. I'm trying to put the new colors from the ship.
Isn't their second kit kind of red? It's like an
now red. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying. I told you. I'm trying my best.
I have a question about some of the players there. Andreas Stoy, do you think I feel like he almost needed to go and mature a little bit as a player. You know, he broke on with Michel in that difficult season. Like, do you think he's a player that could come back next season and compete for a position? Or are there
as everybody is under, we see everybody. We think that these people are part of the Olympiacos family, and we always are with them in everything. Andreas is feeling better there because he has the leading role.
Yeah.
Understand? Here he wouldn't have this role, especially now.
Yeah.
So it's better there. Feels better. Marios is the captain of the team, Vrusai.
Yeah.
Here he had some minutes. But if you see someone who is signing there, of course he can come back to Olympiacos.
Mm.
All these people feel Olympiacos like family. All these kids. They feel Olympiacos like family. And or Athanasiou, for example. He was the best left back in the Greek league last year. Now he went to Rio Ave. He plays the way Sotiris is playing with 3 back and full wing in the left. For him is better to develop. And then we see if he can come back.
Yeah.
But we will see. This is day by day. What else we did? We have 2 hours. I speak.
Yeah, we have 2 hours already, and there's still so many questions that I know Costa with a C hasn't asked something in a while. So go ahead, Costa.
I got loads of questions, but there's one of the topics that always comes up every transfer period is about Greek players, signing Greek players. We see a lot of Greek players now abroad. Generally, the marketability of Greek players is going up, and already the market is quite inflated. I want to ask you, ask Kostas, not Kostas, the vice president of Olympiacos. I want to ask Kostas, if there's one Greek player that you could sign, who would you sign? Like in any position, who would you sign? Who's your favorite Greek player outside of Olympiacos?
Outside of Olympiacos? Kostadelias.
Yeah. Okay.
I like this boy very much. I like him as a character also. He's he respects. He's a good boy, good character. I like this a lot.
Are you excited in general about the national team right now? Because I followed the national team. I told you I was at Euro 2004. There was a period where for me the national team I didn't even want to watch them, like Van Schip era. During COVID, etc. But
now you like it because it's full of health.
Yes.
It's health and talent. So you like it. It's something that you like. It's like you see Yamal. You like to see Yamal play. Give him a ball. Let the ball go to him. I like to see this. So I saw them in Rentis because now the national team is training to Rentis 1 year now. So it's good characters, good kids, and good players. Good coach. I think they will go very, very well, the national team. A lot of talent. And this is good for everything, for all Greek football.
Yeah.
For all good. It's very, very good thing. Like it's very, very good thing that our teams play good in Europe. I understand that we will never. I'm not an actor to say I will be happy if the others succeed in Europe. I'm not liar. I've never said this. Yeah, but for example, when last year this guy of Fiorentina did this, I liked it.
But Costa, one thing I wanted to ask you
But the
about though
thing is that I want also Olympiacos to be in Champions League directly.
exactly.
Okay.
And my
This is-
question's based off that, do you think, you've been, like you said, 15 years, do you see the level of AEK, Panathinaikos, PAOK increasing?
Yes,
Aris, we see them, but we see them still in these July, August friendlies struggling so much.
Listen, for sure they have better teams than and now the last 2 years, it's the only years I remember that we have 4 teams competitive for the league title. Before it was 2, maybe
Yeah.
3, 4 never. So it's important. AEK must pass the season of turbulences after the change of the owner. And they don't feel so well in this new environment because they don't have the old help from God. Panathinaikos, they start to be better, I believe, and this is a free advice for my beloved fans of Panathinaikos. They will start to change and be better when they understand where they are, because they don't. They think that they are something more than they are, and they are not anymore. So they have to realize in every kind of sickness, first of all, you have to realize what it is about, and then to start the process of the health to come. You understand? Panathinaikos reminds me an old book of Dimitris Psathas, a well-known author. The name is Madame Chouchou. Madame Chouchou thought it was she was an aristocrat, but she was not no more. She was a poor lady living in the worst area of Athens. But she still thought she was an aristocrat. They have this problem now. So they have to change. And also they have to change the guys that they do their social media. Because yesterday I saw they put something with Athena, the statue with the flag of Panathinaikos, and a dragon pass. Said, don't be afraid of the dragon. What is that? We have dragons in the over Belokipi in Athens. What is this dragon, my friend? They have to. But I believe Panathinaikos has a good team now. Also, AEK has a good team. PAOK, very good team. I believe all the teams are doing great. PAOK also has the motivation for 100 years now to win titles, which is important. But I still think that we are in a better level. And I think that the way we play is difficult to because we play such a physical game and such a pressure game that it's very difficult. If I see the way they build the game to defend against us. This is what I feel and what I see. We will see in the pitch.
We talked about this last season. The team we had the kryptonite for was AEK, I think, because they have talented players, the Martial, Lamela, but they didn't play European football and they weren't used to such intensity. And we would go with Mendilibar football and they would just collapse like cards because they couldn't keep up with the intensity that we were playing.
But I believe that they were trying to play something that they couldn't play.
Yeah,
they didn't have the players to support what they wanted to play, so it was easier for us. This is the one thing, and the other thing is that they had internal things to do with the change of the ownership that passed through the dressing room. This is the worst thing to happen in a team, to make imbalance in the dressing room. You understand? I will tell you now a fantastic story with Lamela. Lamela tried. He had a bad behavior during the match in the pitch, trying to hit Retsos, trying to big in I'm in a Paparina match, and something happened with Mouzakitis. You know, Mouzakitis is a kid everybody loves. In Panathinaikos Olympiacos match, it's the first time in my life I see a Panathinaikos fan ask the shirt of a player of Olympiacos. And Mouzakitis gave the shirt, nobody said nothing. This happened in Olympiacos Panathinaikos in Oaka. So Lamela was crazy with Mouzakitis from the match in Karaiskakis, I don't know why. And when Mouzakitis went to go inside as a substitution, Lamela said to him, now come inside, and I will come inside. But Lamela didn't see the sign that he was out. And Mouzakitis said to him, laughing like a kid, because he's a very good kid, you are out. And Lamela because he thought he was ironic, but he wasn't ironic. He really told him, you are out, you are going out, you're not going to do what you say. Lamela wanted to kill him after the match. He was waiting in the dressing room. Come on, you are 35 years old. I don't know how old you are, 50, 60. You are waiting for the kid. He didn't say it in bad way. No, he said to me this, you are out. No, he didn't. He just said he didn't see the sign. You're not together. He's coming in, you're going out. But it was amazing. And he was laughing. You are out. You are out.
That's hilarious.
Sometimes it's like this in football, things that you cannot see from the stands, but it's so funny. It's unbelievable. It's top.
Costa, now that we're telling funny stories, Rodinei, okay, he performs on the pitch, but he performs off the pitch as well.
He sings.
What I mean, the scenes that we've seen in with Van Dee, I managed to clip something from Holland, the first preseason game. Rodinei's going off from the training warm up, and there's some guy behind me, and he shouts, "Θα φέρω τη Van Dee, παίξε καλά," and it went viral all over the internet. But like, I mean, tell us a little bit about
the other
Rodinei.
Thing when El Kabi said sing for Rodinei, and they start to say about Rodinei. Yeah. Rodinei, there is a word that can match with Rodi, and the word is alegria. I believe that he gave the explanation himself in a show in the Greek TV. He said that when he was very small kid, he had very strange and difficult years, and his mother said to him as a wish for all his life, you have to bring happiness to the people and be happy. And for him, this is a root. This is roots for him. You understand? He starts from this thinking every day. He is really alegria. This is the word. Your happiness, it's happiness all over him. And it's good. And of course, he doesn't know how to sing, my friend. Going back to the singing level of the club. Yes, his daughter, his small girl, fantastic voice, Greek fluently. She's unbelievable. But
that's amazing.
And sing, he cannot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, he cannot.
He tries his best.
This, I told you, this was tragedy, my friend. This year was tragedy because we have this, this habit. All the young players in the preseason sing a song. They're taking the phone. Tragedy. But it's nice.
Costa, I want to ask a few things about a few players who left. Velde, can we talk for 1 second about Velde? How was he so good in preseason and we were going, oh my God, what have we signed? And he scored a few goals in the season. But he looked like such a good player. What was there? Give us some stories maybe about Velde and what happened last season. Because obviously
He's a very good player.
He's a good player. He was sold for 5-6 million euros again in America
Poland
now.
in the 2 first years. Never played. Maybe here, if he stayed 2 more years, he could play. But we are Olympiacos. We don't have time. We don't have. I think also when he came, he thought he would be the top level player that, like he was in Lech Poznan. And he understood that the level is different. And this made him discomfort, made him feel like, I'm not the star player here, blah, blah, blah. After, with Mendy, it's difficult. You know, you have him in your ear all the match. Rah, 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 rah. It's not what you see in TV. If you are near the bench, you understand. Maybe Costa, who saw the friendly game and close to him in the bench, you understand how it's not so easy.
Because they both speak Spanish as well.
Yeah, yes. So some players cannot be, how can I say, used to it. I believe that, okay, Velde was good that he went to MLS. He will be good in MLS, I believe. He was not a bad kid, but for a reason, all the players that they passed or played in Bodo Glimt, they never play in another team, in another big league. Solbakken.
Yeah.
At least we saw this. Players that make big transfers from Bodo Glimt went in other leagues, they don't play nothing. The only one who played, but he played 3 months in Bodo Glimt, was Omar. And even Omar said to me, this is a different kind of football. And we saw it. We went during a storm, snowstorm. And when we saw the pitch, we said, what is this? It's a different game. And I don't know, I really don't know how UEFA is okay with this. I don't understand. Because really, it's a different game.
Yeah.
And it's not luck that Mourinho's Roma they lost with 7 goals, 6 in Bodo Glimt. It's because it's a different game. You cannot control. You cannot pass. Finish. What you can do.
You can't
It's
press
weird.
either.
It's like momentum. You can't press. Like when your player's running, you can't stop.
Imagine that when they go in counter-attack, they don't shoot the ball to the other box. Their defender, they don't shoot the ball because when you go to the counter-attack, imagine Zolakis, who is searching for El Kabi. Boom. Okay. What they do, because they know the pitch, they shoot almost in the center, almost in the middle line. When you are in the middle line, you see the ball is coming down the middle line, your defense automatically do this move. Not wrong. The ball goes like this, and now you have them on your back. They do this all the time. And if I noticed it, imagine all the coaches and the analysts that they said they do this all the time. And you feel that they go very fast in the attack. It's not. It's because they go without the ball. They just run 50 meters fast, and the ball is coming after them. And the defenders are going in the reverse move, which is very strange. It's a different game. It's not normal. But we had to win, like Tottenham. I don't hear excuses. Tottenham also played a different game, and they won. So we have to win. And I believe that we had Lazio for sure. And Tottenham, it was going to be another Aston Villa. After the signs were crazy, eh? An English team in the semi-finals. Bilbao, the home of Mendy, Pali Strange, the final again. So, as you understand, I've never felt good about this Bodo Glimt. And there was someone from our team went to the cafe outside our hotel and said to the girl who was serving, "Excuse me, where is the center of the city?" as we ask wherever we travel and wherever we go. And the girl said, what? Where is the center of the city? And the girl said, here. It was one road, my friend.
Oh my God.
You could only eat sausages from Wales and all that. Okay, I understand. I like it. It's a nice place to be for 2 days. But not to play in this carpet, which was like this. You know, it has lines like our bed. What is this? How can you play? But thank God we won the second game. And we went to Champions League because it's a different thing to go directly, and it's a different thing to have qualifiers.
And I've seen a lot of these questions now talking about players. Can you talk about Andre Horta a little bit? And, you know, the second return, like he started on fire, played great in AEK, but then he got this injury and never really clicked. What was the story behind that with Horta?
The story was that at the end, he did things in the field that we had others to do, like Cekinio. So the first thought was to be in a position of Fortounis, like 10 to left winger. This was the first thought. But the coach was not happy. He was not so sure about his body and his metrics. And you see now, again, the conditions. He's out of Braga team. Even if his brother is the master of the disaster there, you know, his brother is like, how is Cristiano Ronaldo in his team? He's the historic captain of Braga, his brother Ricardo, and the best player of Braga. And still, he doesn't have a position in the squad, even in the bench. So he's... Imagine that they proposed him also in other teams in Greece. But he was a good kid. He's a part of history. And we have a very good relation with him. No, there's no hard feelings, nothing. With him, with Karm, all these kids are part of the history.
For sure.
And especially with AEK, he had he had a special bond.
You did. Kosta, I asked you the same question last year, and I wanted to ask again. Last year, we talked about ways, if it was going to be possible to watch the U19s beyond just the youth league, be able to watch their games. Now, of course, the B team is back, and now we have the women's team. The women's team is starting up. Is there going to be a way for us to be able to watch those teams, or is it a different company with the rights?
The B team, I think that they will be in the rights will be the rights of Super League 2. They will be in a free channel, so you can via internet. It's gonna be in YouTube of Super League 2 also. And the women's team starts from the third division. But okay, it's 2 years because we have already a very good team, so we will pass the divisions easily. Because of the law, the women's team is a part of the amateur Olympiacos of Rastechnis. So maybe the YouTube of osfp.gr will have the matches.
That would be amazing.
But I believe in 2 years we will be in the first division. So one more machine of collecting titles coming.
Need to build a new area. There's not enough space for all the titles in the museum.
This is a good thing this is a good problem. I like it. Telling to the others that they have 15 years to win a league title, but I don't read in the newspapers about stone years. What happened? because we were 9 years away from titles, and there was years of stone, blah blah blah. Now 15 years. What?
Well, when
Years
you
of
only live in the
anion
stone,
of anthrax of what? Years of what? Of anthrax. You know, I have a special love for them. The guy who owned the newspaper Fos, Thodoros Nikolaidis, was saying that a league title not won by Olympiacos or Panathinaikos don't count. And they are the rivals and they are the opponents. But the truth is that the last 5 years, AEK and PAOK are better, more strong. This is the truth. Not because they won the leagues, but because they were stronger. What can you say? And one time in Thessaloniki, I think the last time I was in a radio in Thessaloniki station, because after the fans went in the radio station and said, why you put him speak here in Thessaloniki? And I said, you say that Panathinaikos is the big rivals of Olympiacos, but they are. What can I say? That is PAOK. But why you feel like this? I respect totally PAOK. I respect their fans. I believe they are crazy as Olympiacos fans. They have the same, how can I say, mentality. But my friend, the truth is that they have 3 league titles. They had 3 that time. You know when we won the 3rd league title? He said when? He said 1934. 6 years before World War II. So how can... Now you are provoking. I'm not provoking, my friend. You ask me. You ask me, I answer. This is the truth. Can you change the truth, the history? What? This is the truth. Finish. And now, but PAOK of 2025 has nothing to do with PAOK of 2005. It's a different club in everything. Yeah. How they are organized, their academies, their strength, the new fans, everything. We have to, you have to know to read your enemy well if you want to stand in a fight. You have to read what you have in front of you. This is a big mistake that Panathinaikos is doing. They don't have a right, how can I say, they don't judge right what is happening. They have, for example, now they qualified against Shakhtar with 10 players and without 5 first 11 players. And they said, Las Europa Panathinaikos, my friend, come on. You are in number 251 and Hamrun Malta is higher than you. Calm. What Europe? What do we see?
Kostas, I wanted to ask you your opinion on PAOK. You started talking about it, but Lucescu, we talk about it sometimes in our group chat, but he understands Greek football so well. I don't know about Europe.
Now someone said to me, Horta went in 2nd division of Spain on loan.
There you go. But I wanted to ask you what you think about Lucescu, because sometimes even against Pedro Martins at the peak, when he was doing, Lucescu understood much better how to set up the team, and he has this reading of Greek football, even when he has lesser quality players. Sometimes
normally is one life in Greek football.
Yeah, but he knows it really well, and I just want to
likes to play also power game all the time. He's trying to
he wants a civil war between Thessaloniki and Athens.
To play with the mind of the coach of the other team, the players, the fans, with everybody. He likes this thing. But he's a good coach. I believe he's a good coach. Τώρα the other things, Athena, Thessaloniki, and But now it's okay. I stand for him because of the ridiculous punishment he had. Because you cannot put 3 months to a coach to go to the bench. This is ridiculous. This is, the judge that decide this, it must not be in football, because he was a judge of the Federation of Football. You understand what I mean? What is this, my friend? What is this? Put 100,000 fine, for example. You cannot say to one team you don't have your coach for 3 months because he had a fight with 2 idiots in a parking. This cannot stand in any kind of logic. Or to sue the players like they were fans. So what we do? If in the first half 2 players of a team start to hit each other, we sue them and the police come and take them during the match. But it was out of any kind of logic. And they said Karapapas said for Lucescu. No, I said not to said for Lucescu. I said for because tomorrow it could be my coach. And it's not normal. Or my player. What is this? But he's a good coach. But why do they ask for Lucescu? They ask for Lucescu, the fans. Strange. What else?
Costa, I wanted to ask about, with respect to signings for Olympiacos. We were talking earlier about like the signings for Champions League and the new approach, but how much does being in Greece, especially with how poor the other top teams have performed in Europe, how much does that hurt some of the chances of getting certain players? Like, I know Champions League, a lot of people think because we play in Champions League, we can find better players.
I will explain with examples.
Sure.
The guy who went from Manchester United to Betis, the Brazilian.
Anthony.
He had a better offer from Olympiacos. He said, no, I go to Spain. This summer, we wanted the Brian Gil.
Oh, yeah.
Said, I want to go to Spain. You have to wait until the 5th of September because I do what I can to play in Spain. In Atletico Madrid, in Atletico Bilbao, I want to stay in Spain. You still are Greek football, but Olympiacos is a very good destination, especially now that he plays in Champions League, for big talents. For example, when you are the best number 6 in Argentinian football, you could never come to Olympiacos like Scipioni. He could never come to Olympiacos in another situation before 6 years, never. You cannot ask his agent about him. Now, it's both for Olympiacos and for the player and for everybody to play in Olympiacos because he can be in the first line of Champions League and European soccer and European football. If he goes to Manchester United, he will be one of how many? And maybe he never plays. Here, it's different. Now, they see Olympiacos in a different way. They see it as a team in a Champions League level. It's so simple. They know that Olympiacos is okay with everything that has to do with payments because in Greece, before 5-6 years, we have this problem also. Many players left and started to say these teams don't pay, not for Olympiacos, but for other teams. But it's bad news for the Greek football. It's bad publicity. It's bad, they had the Greek football connected with they don't pay, violence, blah, 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 blah. Right. Now it's a different thing. It's a different thing, I believe.
So the situation is similar, like the players we've been hearing about, Thalys and Thalys Andino. Like this is the talents that are they see Champions League.
We have
the opportunities open.
We have many players that we scout 2 and 3 years now in South America. The market has changed in Argentina and Brazil. It's much more expensive now.
Yeah.
Now we have a big change in Brazil that the teams became companies. Before they were clubs. Now they have owners. This made very rich people of Brazil buying teams, and it's even more difficult to buy a player from them. In Argentina, it's the opposite difficult thing. They are clubs, and you have to speak with 10 people to make a transfer to become true. You have funds around the world. You have presidents that you don't know if it's a president, 10 agents. It's a very difficult thing. It's not you call and you make a transfer as the people think. It's a very, very difficult thing. But now we have a network of friends that they are top agents of the world, so it's easier for everything.
And it was funny on Twitter when we signed Scipioni and some of these players, the Argentinians were saying, wow, they have better scouting than Boca. What's the issue with why can't we sign these guys in our own country? And they were going crazy on Twitter.
Pay. They don't sign because Boca cannot pay 8 million for an Argentinian player. Because Boca believes that they have to put a number 6 from their academy without paying, instead of giving money to Othe Greek or Lanús, understand? In another team. That's why. This is the procedure, and that's why, for example, now we have Zenon from Boca. Right. Who could believe that Olympiacos could discuss for a player of Boca Juniors before? But we discussed with this boy about him. So everything is possible in Argentina. In Brazil, it's more difficult. Now the Brazilian market is more expensive. Very. After there is a league that the Greeks don't know, but I'm sure that you know very well, is Mexico. Very, very rich also league. Yes. League, rich teams, very big contracts. Difficult to compete. And many players from South America prefer Mexico.
And Marinakis made a fortune in Mexico.
When it's a little bit difficult to keep your fortune in Mexico. If
that's true.
Remember the boy that we had, the Mexican, that his cousin kidnapped him. We lived also this. What else we're gonna live in Olympiacos? Pulido, Alan Pulido.
Pulido, yeah. We talked about that last year.
And it was his cousin. And the agent had the idea that I go to Monterrey to find Pulido. I said, my friend, go find Pulido and his family. I don't go to Monterrey for no reason.
Kostas, I didn't ask you this last year, but since you have been with the club, what was the most difficult deal to get done?
The most difficult deal. I cannot say that there is something that I remember that it's different than the others.
Oh,
we have a how can I say, a pattern in the transfers. The transfers are difficult, and then Mr. Marinakis calls. Finish.
And I have this.
This is the solution to everything, you understand? What I remember is that when we got Marcelo, the federation wanted to close and not take the transfer. It was 3 minutes before midnight, and I called the federation, Baltakos then, in federation, and I said to the guy who was responsible for the TSA and the transfer TSM, how is the name? I said, my friend, listen, I'm in Piraeus in the office, and we signed Marcelo. So put the paper now in the system of FIFA to make the transfer valid. We have 3 minutes. And I'm calm. And I said to you, please, it's going to be such a shame for Greek football. With this personality, this happens because the federation cannot push a button. You want to be the one that said that you cancelled Marcelo transfer to Greece because you didn't put the button because you were out and dining in a taverna? He said to me, okay. And we saw the system that it was okay, 11, 59, and 2 seconds. It was 58 seconds before cancel. This night, I remember, because the pressure was... Yeah. After my office had the problem. The furniture of my office. I have to martialize something, you understand?
And
But
I guess we're seeing a lot of questions about, and Ari did a scouting report of this guy just to see his statistics. Is it true that we're close to this guy? How do you say it, Ari? Thalys? Is that, I know you probably cannot confirm that, but is that someone we're looking at? And is it true that he's on our radar?
One of many that we look.
Okay.
But nothing happened yet till they say we signed, we agreed. But I told you before how it works.
Yeah.
I am now, this boy is the discussion all over Europe. Take him or not. Like before other guys. Like
Andino, Ferreira, all the...
Andino, we scout him since he was 16.
Oh, wow.
Andino is a young Zemaria. It's not the same. Andino is very strange situation. He's a very, very, very good player. So it's very difficult to take him. It's 25 clubs connected with him.
Of
And
course.
strong clubs, I mean. And now the transfers, sometimes it depends the relations that you have with the club, the agent. For example, many clubs tried to sign the son of Stankovic, who was the captain of Inter when our young played against Inter. The captain was the son of Stankovic. The boy went to Breeze now, 10 million. He
Wow.
never played in the first team of Inter. But they bought him 10 million, Breeze, not Bayern. Breeze, 10 million. So now in this, in this age of Andino, Babis, of Kostoulas, you give the money and you buy the, how can I say, the hope that you have the best and you will have it in 2 years, for example, or 3. This is what all the clubs now, they pay a lot of money because of this.
Do you mind also explaining something? Because I argue with a lot of people all day about how the financial transactions work in Greece. When you sell a player, some people think you get all the money up front, like with Kostoulas, 35 million, you get it all the first time. But it doesn't work that way. You get paid over
We
time.
would like so much for this to happen.
Yeah.
But this is something that never happens.
Right.
All the one part of the agreement, and I think sometimes is a deal breaker, is the way that they pay the money.
The installments, the number, how many installments you give them and over how many years.
Sometimes you have to choose to take more money now and leave a better amount because it's in 6 years depth. So for sure, you never take the money in front. Maybe in 4 or 5, 6 installments. The usual, I could say, is 4 installments every year.
Okay.
So for Kostoulas, let's say 10 millions, let's say. Because it's bonuses, it's things that change, the conditionals that we say, but you never take the money. If someone thinks that Brighton came and gave us 40 millions, no, I'm sorry for this, but no. No. And we don't pay also the same. We don't go and take 8 million for this player. We take 3, for example. All the transfers. Even when a player has closer to go. the team that pays, for example, 60 million for a closure, they're not. They must not pay all the amount.
Right. And then it gets amortized every year, a certain amount against the books. Right. And I did a whole video about it, but everybody thinks everyone thinks it's no. It's not
right.
That
You're right.
So I just wanted that to be clarified.
Good. And they have to understand what I said about financial fair play. It's very important to understand that you cannot spend more than your income. This is so simple, but this is the law. So
people have to wait for the fines to hit to believe it works. They see Turkey spending all this money and they forget.
The transfer, or to be banned from the transfers.
Right, like Panathinaikos. There wasn't too long ago where they got banned and they just got fined. So apparently, very short memory.
500, I think.
500,000. Yeah, it was supposed to be. I thought I remember reading 2 million at one point, 1 or 2 million. I guess they got it reduced.
They got it reduced because they paid some players that they had the problem, blah blah blah. But they, you know, sometimes you have a better condition if you sign a new player, because you give money to sign a new player, but also you have a player that has a value.
Right.
So it counts also. Or, for example, you have TV rights that you can have now instead of the other year and change your financial status. There are moves that all the teams do. For example, now what UEFA thought about the multi-club ownership, that you put one team in a trust, the shares in a trust, and you have nothing to do with it. Okay, this is the technicality only. Okay, but I think they did it for 1 year, and now they will change again the multi-club law. We'll see.
And one thing we had a Patreon talk about for the European list for the Champions League, people are talking about, do we need another Greek player for the list? Is that something that we're looking at right now, is bringing in, you know, a Greek player maybe from abroad, or is that an issue?
Let me explain how the list works, because this is an issue that the fans don't understand. And this is very easy. You have 17 free positions. It can be whoever. Okay, 17 free. You have 4 that they have to be club trained, like Retsos, for example. And you have 4 that they have to be federation trained. Not in our academy, but Greek. Okay. And you have the B list, which is under 21 and academy and blah, blah, blah. So the problem is always the 17 positions. Because, for example, Nikos Botis, our third goalkeeper, must go to the list of 17. Why? He's not federation trained because he was in Inter, and he was not club trained because he was in Inter. So he's Greek, but he has to be in the 17 list. What we do about this? We have a young goalkeeper, Exarchos, in the B list. So you have three goalkeepers for the Champions League. Or, for another example, you have players that you think that they can be in the federation list but they cannot. For example, the boy that PAOK wanted to buy now, Zafiris. Zafiris is a foreigner. He cannot be in. He play in the national team of Greece, but he cannot be in the list of the federation or the academy. So he's in the 17 also. So it's a puzzle for for the people that they know. But okay, the coach knows very well what he wants. For me, you don't need more Greeks to come because you have the youngs. So we will see. We'll see what we do.
Yeah, because there were tons of rumors going around, people saying, oh, maybe they're looking at Giannoulis or something, like some Greek player who's playing
they do
abroad.
this? Because
Tell us.
the guys that they write about this, they don't know what they write. They don't understand what they write for, but they still make analysis. But first of all, we have to finish with some players like Vizo, that they will not be in the club next season, but they still are in the list. They will not be in the list, of course, the European list. And the European list, I think we close in the beginning of September. So we have to, after we have the thing with the passports, you can only have 5 non-EU passports. Okay, now with the B team, you can have 8 or 12 if the 4 are under 21. But these 8 cannot play. Only 5 can play in Super League. So what you do? You have 8 good players and the 3 don't play. It's idiot thing. Nobody does this. So we have now 4 non-EU players. We have 1 position. So start to think who has passports for all the people that they say. Because if I was journalist, this would be the first thing I would start to see. Does he have another passport? Or he's only Brazilian or Argentinian? This is secrets. And thank God Eze took the Polish passport, because he would be also... and now we have Bruno, Ayub, Rodi, and who else?
Can we get a Greek passport for Rodinei?
I think that for sure, but I don't know if they do. If you ask from these people now to give passport to Rodinei, maybe they take the Brazilian also. Say to him, you cannot come to our country anymore. You know?
Costa, with the C, you haven't asked many questions. Do you have anything on your mind? I know we're reaching almost 3 hours.
I know. I have maybe one to wrap things up, and this is going to have to make Costa think a little bit. We've had, a couple of shows where we talked about the best Olympiacos starting 11 of all time. Think of all the players you can think of, and I'm sure this is probably an exercise that you've done with your friends as well. But for the purposes of this show, could we ask you to give us your best starting 11 of Olympiacos? And it's not allowed to be this team now, because that could be an answer, or the team that won the European Cup. Can you... I'd love it if you could share that.
You said of all times.
Yeah. If you can pick your goalkeeper, your team from the goalkeeper to the striker, which players would you pick? Have you ever done this before on a show?
2,000 times. Not in a show, in my mind.
Yeah.
And it's always difficult, and I change all the time. This is
all of us.
First of all, I believe that it's fair to make the first 11 from the players that you saw play.
I was going to say, I would love, but Costa, I would love if you did your 15 years at the club that you were in the club, your best 11. That may be more interesting than all time. That's something maybe you haven't thought about.
Let's do that.
But I mean, when you make the first 11 of Olympiacos and you don't put Sideris or Bebis or Jutsos, or it's not normal. But the truth is that you cannot judge because sometimes, and it happens, when the time passes, some players became even more giants than they were. This is the truth. For example, my son never saw Maradona play. I'm trying to explain to him how great was the impact of this person to football community, to everybody, what he did in the pitch. and all that. So for the players I saw with my eyes, I had some players that I loved so much that they are not so. I don't think they are common ground for everybody. For example, I had a huge love for Gilberto Funes. He played only 1 year in Olympiacos, but I loved him so much. If you ask me, not for sure, I could not put him in the first 11, but I'm saying that there are some players that we are connected in a way that we cannot even explain. We like more the way that they play, their attitude. Mellberg, for example. So I'm ready.
Goalkeeper.
And I cannot say Zolakis.
You can.
You can say
No.
Zolakis.
I can.
Yeah.
I can. No, maybe I don't put nobody from this team because I would put everybody. So let's say that we make the best first 11 before the European Cup, okay? To be cool. So I would choose, if I was a coach and Kostas together, Coach Kostas picks now, okay? Not who I like the most. Football-wise, I will say. For goalkeeper, I believe the best I've seen, even if he went to the other side, is Arganis. The best left back is Yorgatos.
Yorgatos. Yeah. I'm with you on that one.
The best right back is playing now, but I will say I will put Omar. Maybe there was another very good right back, but I don't want to say him because he left. So I will say Omar, I think, yes. Who else was? Marinakis was good, but okay, Omar, I think best. Omar. For center backs, for sure, I would choose Abraham and Mellberg. Abraham and Mellberg. Number 6, Cambiaso.
Wow.
I would put number 8, δύσκολο αυτό. Let's say what is easy. Left Djordjevic, Giovanni behind the striker. For sure, I would put Ayoub, striker, but I will put El Arabi because we cannot say this team. Okay. So now we have right, I would put Galetti. And number 8, Madara, And number 8, number 8. Can I put to number 10? We are Olympiacos, we are attacking. I put Chori.
Yeah.
Cambiaso, Chori, Giovanni with El Arabi μπροστά in his good and Jole Galetti. Καλώς τα παιδιά, καλώς 8-0.
Very bold attacking lineup.
Ναι, it's not normal, it's not realistic. Number 8, ποιον θα βάζαμε, παιδί? Maybe Bagasa.
I was going to say Bagasa. That was
Bagasa for number 8, yes. Touré, we forgot Touré.
You have some here.
You mentioned Stoltidis earlier on in the show.
I like so much Aero. But you see, it's a lot of players. Karapialis we forgot.
I love Karapialis. I could watch highlights of him all day.
Now, when we finish, I will have a call, and the call will say, Larabi. What Larabi? I'm the best striker of all times. Nikos Anastopoulos. We had great players all over. Even when they said that we had the years of stone, we said before, who can forget Detari or the Russians, Protasov. This unbelievable guy, not only player, as a character, this fantastic person. I remember the first game of Detari in Olympiacos. We couldn't understand the passes he made. I mean, he made the pass, and we said, "What is he doing?" And then we saw the player in the area going for the ball. The guy was a genius. Imagine that we saw the best number 10 of Europe in Olympiacos. And one day we played against Ethnikos in Karaiskakis. You know Ethnikos is Panathinaikos in Piraeus. All the guys that they were Panathinaikos in Piraeus is Ethnikos. What Ethnikos? And he was Laios was alone with the goalkeeper of Ethnikos, Doxakis. I still remember names. Good, I'm not so old. And he made him, one like this, one like this, one like this, one like this, one, and he lost the goal. And I remember all Karaiskakis, wow. After 5 minutes, alone again. But when you are a player like him, he did the same. Pa. Doxakis was like this. He threw him down. He went the ball in the net. Karaiskakis was breaking down. But the character, you understand what I mean? He didn't care if we say, "Ooh, wow, ooh." He wanted to do this. We've seen many good players.
Tons of them. Costa, question for you, because we're going to have to place at least two of them. Which pot one team do you want to see in Champions League this year?
What? Sorry, what?
Which pot one team would you like to see in Champions League? That's Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Liverpool, PSG, Chelsea, Inter, Dortmund, Barcelona. Which one would you like to play against?
Listen, if we play with Barcelona and Karaiskakis, I will close my phone for 15 days. I will never have the same thing that I had the other time. Never. I will not live this again. They remembered me from the school, from the army, people I had 25 years to speak. When we drove against Barcelona in Champions League the last time, it was Valverde, the coach, you remember. So when the draw finished, everybody called Valverde, everybody. When I called him, he said to me, I know, don't worry, I know. I will not bring Messi, I will not bring Neymar, I will not bring Karaiskakis. I know. I think I want Real and Arsenal, because I cannot live without them.
Yeah.
I miss them.
Can I tell you the one team I want to see is I want to see Bayern Munich again, because if there's any team that can try to get some payback over what we've had to deal with from them the last few years, I think it's this team. So I want some payback against Bayern Munich if we can have it.
You want and I want, but
Ari's a sadist, man. You're a sadist, bro.
yeah.
We have bad record with German teams.
Terrible.
Except Dortmund.
Except Dortmund. I want justice.
but I believe that Real are not so stable.
Right.
They can kill you, but okay. Arsenal, I saw today. I wasn't so okay. Good.
Yeah, they were playing against the rubbish team, rubbish club.
Yes, but the rubbish club in the last 25 minutes should score 3 goals. They're not rubbish.
What can I say, man? I'm a Tottenham fan in the UK. What can I say?
No. It's maybe something that you have to forget.
I didn't hear that.
Maybe you have to forget that you're a Tottenham fan.
No. I had to balance from winning too much to going to support a team from my town that doesn't win a lot but tries to play.
Of course,
football.
I have to say that when I was young, I admired so much this incredible team of Tottenham with Archibald, Garth Crooks, and Hoddle, Adidas. Fantastic team.
Aussie. Yeah.
Fantastic team. Yes.
Guys, are there any like burning questions that we haven't?
But I support Nottingham Forest and Chelsea, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry. And they said to me, Chelsea, I told you the other time.
Yep.
These idiots, the Yusufaki, I call them, some journalists that they get paid from all the other presidents of the other teams, but they are journalists, you know. They said Karapapas support Chelsea. Yes, I support Chelsea because they won Real Madrid in Karaiskakis the day I was born. Sorry, but I have a good excuse to support them. It's connected again with Olympiacos. Sorry. And what else I wanted to say about the documentary? I like very much what you said. I believe that everybody, all of us, must do the same thing. Talk about it. Say to our friends, I already made 4 or 5 nights of the documentary here for my friends and family. And I see people that they don't even have to do with football. So start to care about it.
Yeah.
I didn't know, blah, blah, blah. Especially abroad, because okay, in Greece, they know, but especially abroad. Now I have the agents calling, and they are, what is the problem? They think they have a problem.
Those are the emails going off with negotiations right now.
No, my WhatsApp is on fire. Now it says, it has a bubble and said 77. 77 messages. So until 2 o'clock, 3, I will read everything. Don't worry.
The life as vice president of Olympiacos. All the messages till 2, 3 a.m.
The messages could be from a top agent, and after I can take in my Instagram. Kostas, my seat in gate 14.5 has a small corner and cuts my trouser. Okay, my friend, bring the seat or the trouser to make it done. What do you want me from? You know, one day someone called in the office, and my secretary said to me, "Sorry, it's someone. Something is very urgent. He needs to speak to you." I said, "He told you what he wants." No, but he said he's a fan of Olympiacos and is urgent. So give me. If he's a fan of Olympiacos and is urgent, I have to speak. Yes, my friend. Hello? I am deaf. Sorry? I am deaf. If you are deaf, how will you talk? He said, no, I'm deaf, but I have my acoustics, I have my machines, and I'm okay. And I'm not asking for something from Olympiacos. My friend, I didn't say you asked for something, but you call me. Why you call me? What you want? I never asked anything from Olympiacos. My friend, okay, tell me what you want, because I have to my job to do. Please tell me what you want. I want you to pay for my batteries. For the acoustic. You never ask anything, but you want us to pay for your batteries. Okay. Let your phone number and I call you. So I have this also to handle every day. Eh?
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Well, Costa, we're on 3 hours here. You've been with us a very long time, just like last year. You stay with us and you talk, answer lots of questions. I want to thank you so much for joining. Costa, Lambro, was there any other question you guys had before?
No, I don't want to. Man, we've already probably abused Costa's time, but
Right,
there's a million.
I just said this thing about the agents because I know that you want more to speak to them, to take players than to speak with me.
Costa, more than half of the questions in the comment section are: is Thalys coming? When is Andino coming? Tell us, players. Is Sadio Mane coming? It's like, no, Sadio Mane is not coming, man. But no, look, we really appreciate that you said last time you were on the show that you would come back. You're there in the good times and the bad times, and that's important for Olympiacos fans because
I have my beard back. Huh?
You got your beard back.
Have a beard this time.
No,
which is important because the other guys from Amazonios, they killed me the other time. So it's better. I would like to thank you
We're
guys.
all super grateful.
I want you to know that I feel that I am with my friends, not in an interview or something like this. I feel like this. I always feel like this when I speak with guys that they really love Olympiacos, like you are. And I really respect that you put a lot of your time just because you love something, not waiting something out of it or having to wait something else, except that you love something and you find a way to give your love in it. And I respect it and I admire it. And thank you also for the other side.
Thank you.
Lampros, you know,
You know how to get me.
Hawaii waits for me, I know.
It's waiting, standing invitation.
Okay. If the Greek Prime Minister comes to Hawaii for a visit, go for 1 month because maybe tsunami comes. This is
a real one.
Oh, okay.
Real one this time.
I hope I come first and I have a joy being there in Hawaii.
You have to. You have to before anything happens. I'll let them know.
Okay, guys. Thank you very much. All the best,
Costa,
and we'll speak again soon. Okay,
Costa, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Kalnita, and great luck this season. We know the team is going to do some great things.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye. Have a great night.
Costa.
Yeah.
Well, guys, there you had it. He gave us another 3 hours of his time, just like last year. You got some great tidbits about some of the transfer policy. I don't want to hear about Sadio Mane anymore. I don't know who it was that confused Mane from Sweden with Sadio Mane from Saudi Arabia. So now it's over. You got great insight from him. What's been going on? We talked about so much. It's amazing.
Man, on that point, a friend of ours, a journalist friend of ours, managed to get Sadio Mane's agent's number and asked directly about possible interest from Olympiacos, etc. And long story short, the response from the agent was, if you want to be considered as a serious journalist, don't ask that question. Something along those lines anyway. So yeah, Sadio Mane's, move on, guys. I want to say, like, the participation from the fans today has been insane. I don't know how many views total, but the comment section's insane. Probably over some 8, people up. Yeah, over 8,000. We haven't managed to touch on absolutely everything, but we've talked about everything from kind of stadium to the season, specific players, specific transfer targets. Thalys Andino. Okay, obviously Costa can't answer directly to some of these questions because there are sensitive negotiations going on. We don't know if for the specific player or for the other, or whether players are just being talked about to up their market value. But I think we've really tried to address absolutely all of the burning issues right now to the best of our ability. It was a conversation among friends, as Kostas said. I saw some funny comments from a few people saying, "Oh, why are we asking questions outside of the realm of Olympiacos?" Calm down a little bit. But I hope that everybody that's watched has enjoyed it, and we will make sure to put some chapters in this interview so that you can jump to whatever section you want to. Give us a bit of time. It's midnight, nearly 1 o'clock here in Greece. We're going to rest assured that we'll sit down with the guys and make sure that you'll manage to get everything you can out of this conversation that we had with Costa, and be able to reflect and look back on all the topics that we discussed. And don't forget to like, guys. It doesn't cost you anything. We don't do this to make money or get paid or whatever. Like, we do this because we're a group of friends that got together from different parts of the world. I didn't even know Labro and Ari until this project started. The two guys, they went to uni together. It's really amazing how the group of guys that we have together. We have our live shows on Sunday. We have the Greek show that we've started now about a month, 2 months. That's going to be back after we're back from holiday. So there's that Greek show. There's vlogs, the data, the analysis, the scout reports that Ari does. More content on Patreon. So yeah, the thank you, Hectoras, the awards. Ari,
Today's the deadline. Today's the deadline. Yeah, today is the deadline. A lot of you have already nominated us. Thank you so much. But go to the Football Content Award website. It's the FCAs.com, and nominate Thrylos 7 International for whatever you think we deserve. Best Podcast International is what we were finalists for last year, but we've been told we've been getting nominated for a lot of things. Best Content Creator, socials, all of it. So please check that out and nominate us so we can go back and be one of the first Greek content creators. Actually, sorry, the first Greek-based content creator to win something. That would be incredible. There's a giveaway still going on Instagram.
Yeah.
I will put the link to the Content Awards in the description. I'll do that right now. I will add the link so you guys can go do that and nominate. So watch the description that's going to be populated. Instagram, there's a giveaway for the away jersey. You have another week a week or less than a week to go ahead and enter to win that. We have more giveaways coming, a lot of great stuff coming, but I'm going to put the link in the description so that you guys can do the voting for the Football Content Awards. Costa and Labra, I don't know if you had anything else to tell everybody.
I think that was it. We said a lot. I think people need to understand, can't say everything, that's going on behind the scenes, but I think, if you listen, you can hear between the lines. So really excited for this season. Thought it was a great conversation.
He did. And he also gave things that we had never heard before. Like, I didn't realize that we had fights in preseason every year. Like, him saying there was no fight in preseason, so that was a good thing. I didn't realize that was such a commonality. You know what I mean? So, like, you get a lot of behind the scenes stuff. The bit about Mouzakitis, hysterical. I had no idea that was happening.
There's multiple stories about Mouzakitis. There's one in the elevator and one with Lamela.
Yeah, Lamela's such a loser.
All right, guys. On that note, I gotta go. I gotta head out. So have a great evening, everyone. Talk later.
Have a great evening. And guys, thank you all. There's almost 400 of you that are talking with us right now. The turnout was absolutely insane tonight, especially considering that this was only on YouTube. We didn't open it up to the other platforms at all. So thank you, everybody, for your questions. We got through just about everything. You got a bit about the stadium. He told you that the stadium, it's not if, but when. They're targeting over 50,000 for the capacity for the new stadium, which is really cool. So it's the target. It hasn't been agreed yet, but that's what they want. A lot of great information. Subtitles, we're going to get that done as soon as possible. Clips sent out of some important parts too. So Thank you guys for everything. We're going to keep doing this. Costa, are you working on a vlog for the museum when you get back from holiday?
As soon as I get back home. Later.
So there you go, guys. You'll see I got a lot of great footage from the museum. It's amazing. If you're in Greece, you have to go see it. It's free. The tickets, you have to pick a time slot because they're trying to manage the crowds. But it's 100% worth it, guys. I mean, go see it. It's free and it is absolutely amazing. Yeah. Like and subscribe for those of you that are still tuning in. Thank you all for tuning in. Costa, any other messages?
No, man. I'm looking forward to the season to start, and I'm looking forward to the transfer window to end. But until then, we've got a couple more weeks, and be sure that you'll get all the latest from us on the show on what's going on with transfers, our hot takes. Preseason's over, and it was great to have Kostas Karapapas with us right after the big friendlies in Italy. Again, really grateful to him for taking the time and doing it at this specific moment, just before our season starts. I think that's absolutely massive. First game against Asteras Tripolis it's next Saturday behind closed doors. We'll be back next Sunday to talk about first game. And keep it locked in. Like, if you haven't done so already, it helps push the channel, help the algorithm, find more Olympiacos fans, keep growing the red and white community globally. Remember, Olympiacos isn't just a Greek club. It's a club that has a global footprint. That's part of our mission here as Thrylos International. And we can't do that alone. We do it with your help. Olympiacos is a big family, big community. Again, around the world, guys. The more likes we get on this video, the more we can find other fans to join the international Olympiacos community here with us.
Yep, and Champions League this year, so a lot more eyes will be on Olympiacos. So we're excited. We're really excited. Can't wait to see what happens. Costa, I know it's super late where you are. Kalinita, enjoy the rest of your vacation.
Thank
guys.
you.
We're going to see you all next weekend after the first game of the season. Pumped. Kalinita, everybody.
Subscribe, Thrylos International. Tell Yaya,
right.
Tell Papu, tell your relatives, tell your friends.
Tell everybody happy anniversary to everybody that's been following us from day one. 5 years of Thrylos International. We're so happy, so proud, and grateful that all of you have been with us and been supporting us. The best is yet to come. We continue to get bigger. We continue to attract more people to Olympiacos, and the best is going to be in front of us. So, Kalinita, everybody, or wherever you're tuning in from. Some of you I know are just waking up. So, we'll see you all next week as we talk about the first game of the season. And, of course, if more signings come in, expect the usual, the scouting reports. Check out Patreon if you want scouting reports. Check out Instagram for the giveaway. Kalinita, everybody, and we'll talk to you again soon.